residents of Riot City, welcome to Trial by Stone. My name is the historian Angus R. Dacey, and tonight we have an action-packed card with 3 championship matches. That's right, all of our titles are on the line, including in the main event. The engineer, world-class Chris Basso, puts the Grand Championship on the line against the Strength Cup holder, Snaxx.
Justice always whirls in equal measures, so says Bard and so says up here at Riot City. We're going to see the Emerald Crown on the line as Super Sigma looks to exact his own special brand of justice against Zak Sabbath, the reigning champion.
Oh, you know what I'm here for? I'm here for 4 teams going out at the RCW tag titles on the line. That in-great Jet Armstrong and Nick are going down.
All that and more, but right now, let's get ready to riot. Residents of Riot City, it is Fringe Mania. We are coming at you from the Peacock tent at Gluttony.
Matt Hayter and Dean Brady, one more time. This time, there's only going to be one weapon allowed in this match, and that's the muscle mercy.
The #1 contender, Super Sigma.
That's what heroes do.
Chris Basso, you're a shell of the person you once were.
I'm going to take you into deep waters. Snaxx, it's time to give you one more lesson.
I'm going to hit the Swanton Bomb, and I'm going to win the Riot City Wrestling Grand Championship.
At Trial by Stone, that could be the move.
Welcome to Trial by Stone! I just have one question for everybody here. Are you ready to riot? Come on guys, I can't hear you. Are you ready to riot? Without further ado, the following contest is the first match of the Ashes series scheduled for one fall. Introducing first. From Bethnal Green, London, he is the Lion of the East End, James Gray!
Well, residents, we are kicking off Trial by Stone with the first match in the Ashes series. And yes, Sean, the Ashes, we're not talking cricket, we are talking professional wrestling here between James Gray and Hugh Beauty.
I loathe the fact that this is where we're starting the evening because I do not know, and I'm going to say it, nor do I care about cricket.
Our national sport.
Hey look, Brexit was a thing. James Cray's on an island to himself, whether he's representing Britain or representing the great name of Cray. Tonight, how's that, Hugh Beauty? You're going down to the bricks.
I'll say this, the national sport may as well be professional wrestling here tonight. We don't need no cricket, we don't need no Ashes, we just need to see a good old-fashioned slobber knocker. Man, after what we saw at Fringe Mania, I'm looking to see the chip coming right off the shoulder of James Gray here tonight.
Yes, this all stems back to that wide world of sports match. We'll get all into that. We'll cover Fringe Mania. We'll talk about what's happening tonight, but let's set it back to Hugh Beauty.
From the men's end, please welcome Hugh Beauty!
Here's what I know. Green and gold are the Australian sporting colours. That's the extent.
I will say, Hugh Beauty, this has to be in his favour. Home turf advantage, not just because we're in Australia, but because this is his kind of match, this is his kind of vibe. I feel like we're going to see a Hugh Beauty knock one out for 6.
Oh, very good. Look at that, Jimmy, already with the cricketing references. We'll get lots of that here with Hugh Beauty. Of course, tonight, all 3 of our championships are on the line. No title on the line in this one, but it is for the Ashes. And of course, the winner of the most matches will claim the Ashes, just like in cricket.
But it stays with James Gray no matter what, is that right?
Is that what you're saying? Like,
He might have to ship it back.
like the actual Ashes.
See, I know things.
Very good. I mean, I think you know a lot more than you let on about. But there it is in the hands of referee Josh Stewart.
Look at that.
Is that the Ashes?
Hey,
That's prestigious right there.
big things come in small packages. Angus, you know a lot about that. I think that would give any man motivation.
Little Ashes. It's all about bragging rights.
Yes, here we are for the Tiny Ashes here tonight. We have James Cray going one-on-one with Hugh Beauty. This is not worldwide of sports. But what the hell are they doing?
Hey, the 12th man's already come involved here. See, I know.
You guys are very impressive in me right now as a bit of a cricket tragedy.
What sport did you ever play, by the way?
Me? I played cricket, I played soccer, football.
Sitting on the bench doesn't count, okay?
Hey, come on now.
You guys are bickering almost as much as Hugh Beauty and Cray in the ring at the moment. There's jaw jacking to start things off. Really, and this is the thing I don't think you want to do. You don't want to start pissing off James Cray this early in the match.
Nah, I pissed him off once, and I paid for it ever since. Honestly, James Cray, he is one man to hold a grudge. And over the past several months, actually going back almost a year, these two have been, at it here and there, getting involved with each other at Rumbles. Of course, we have the Wide World of Sports Triple Threat back at Fringe Mania. This is a long time coming.
Look at this.
They're taking a photo?
A little bit of camaraderie there, maybe. Short-lived, perhaps.
It's an action shot.
I'm actually thoroughly surprised that Cray has accepted this match here. I have to say, you say this is kind of Hugh Beauty's wheelhouse. This is not Cray's wheelhouse. He is more of a smash mouth style technician. He's not fun and games.
Smash mouth, what about potty mouth? Do you hear these fans?
James Cray is a very proud Brit. Look at this waist lock applied to Hugh Beauty, who gets one of his own.
There we go. Here's how we start things off. Good old-fashioned wrestling.
He's trying some technical stuff here with James Cray. I'm not sure if this is a very good idea.
Gentlemen, I am out here for one other purpose tonight, not to watch some fantastic Riot City Wrestling action here at the Goodwood Community Centre. I am here to possibly, manage someone again. I feel like I'm ready to open my heart and my wallet.
That's right. You're out of a job.
You
remembered that.
It was, there's a thing between quitting a job and leaving a job. It's all a bit murky.
Yeah, I think you were made redundant, Jimmy. And as we'll find out, Jett Armstrong has found himself a better partner, I think.
Hold on, guys. We got the first pinfall of the night. Here,
just the one there.
Hey, you guys better be careful. I might make you both redundant on this desk tonight. But Hugh Beauty with a drop kick to James Cray.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice drop kick there. Hugh Beauty leaving his feet. James Cray now got a bit of a reprieve on the outside, it looks like.
That drop kick wasn't quite a 6, maybe a 4. Stunned him a little bit. Enough for James Cray to recover.
Yeah, James Cray gets Hugh Beauty there. Went for the plunge.
Oh my God!
Ooh, ouch.
Backdrop just onto the hardest part of the ring. Unless you count the corner post, but it's the second hardest part of the ring.
Very astute.
Now the question is, what's in the ashes? I think it's a piece of the ring.
You think we're burning a piece of the Riot City Wrestling ring?
Why not? Burn it all down.
And James Cray's going to take it back to Bethnal Green, London. That's right, I know where it's from.
Oh, you got you. I was going to say your thesaurus.
Your map.
Your map, that's the one. Books and stuff.
Oh, hard into the ribs there. Ow.
This is what I'm talking about. Cray is so methodical. Once he decides to slow the pace down, that's where he's at. And unlike his match a couple of weeks ago, a month ago now, with the Outlaw himself, what the Sheriff, he really needs to just calm and curb that attitude and that anger that really gets the better of him.
He wanted singles competition. That was the whole thing about James. He needed to compete one-on-one with someone. Now he's got the chance to Hugh Beauty. We are guaranteed at least one more match after this in this 3-match series. So, look, James is getting his wish. Can he capitalize on the opportunity?
Hold on, James Cray. Oh, I thought maybe for a second Northern Lights bomb. Hugh Beauty, though, out of the way on this one. Hold on, guys. Hugh off the ropes.
Oh, all the way from Sir Donald Bradman Drive with that one. Missed it.
Almost a boundary. James Cray now has the Fujiwara armbar. A move, Jimmy C, that your mate Jett Armstrong used to love.
Here we go. Now it begins. I don't want to hear it until we get to the RCW Tag title match, boys. I'm not bitter.
You're not bitter?
No.
You've just been stewing on it ever since Fringe Mania?
A little bit of stew,
Oh, James Cray. Not letting up. Going to work on that shoulder there.
Hey, look, Hugh Beauty might have to eat some stew. No solid food for him after that boot to the face by James.
I'm perfectly happy to just sit by and watch this match. The quicker puns, you can stay with you guys. I'll just relax for this match.
Well, just noticing James Cray having an argument with the referee, and he may have a few yellow and red cards on him this time.
No, that's not cricket. There's no yellow cards in cricket. That was for the Wide World of Sports match purely.
Wait, there's no yellow and red cards in cricket?
No, there's a red ball though in Test cricket. White ball if you're playing in limited overs.
Hugh Beauty may need some sandpaper to get some advantage in this one.
James Cray is firmly in control, taking liberties here with Hugh Beauty.
I actually think James hates living here. honestly, I think he thinks Australia has no culture, which, to be fair, it's not the best. We kind of steal from other...
Jimmy C, where's your national pride?
I'm just saying, you know, it's not rich with... we've got Vegemite and we've got Kylie Minogue. That's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah, and Riot City Wrestling, of course.
Oh! Right from the JTO dojo there.
Sizable chop there from Cray. I think this is the thing, the man doesn't need to love Australia. He loves being inside that ring. This is where he feels the most at home. Listen to the chops, you can hear it loud and clear.
Again, James Cray having a bit of a chin wag with the ref. He better be careful here because these Ashes series under regular rules, you know, you can get disqualified, you can get counted out.
You absolutely can. And right now, James Cray, machine gun-like chops there.
Breaking on the count of 5.
And one for good measure. How does it feel, Hugh Beauty?
Or how's it feel?
I'd move to England for James if he wants, you know, me to manage him. We haven't got along the best of times, but...
Well, James Cray, despite being a proud Englishman, he does have a second home over in Japan where he was being trained recently by Taka Michinoku at the Just Tap Out dojo.
Oh, gentlemen, are we going to see it? Oh, he's peeling back the grass.
See what?
Here it is. He is shining it up.
Going for a touchdown.
No. It is the perfect goal.
Not quite. Yes, imperfect.
James Cray about to come back with the 2-point conversion.
You're getting your sports-related puns confused.
I do appreciate the effort, Sean. I do appreciate your attire tonight, too.
Thank you. You too, Jimmy.
Look at Spiffy. At least I get along with someone here. Barely tolerate you, Angus.
Barely? All right.
Barely. Right now, James is, you
know, 1, 2.
Oh, Hugh Beauty barely kicked out of that one. It's been all James most of this match.
It really has. I've been very impressed. I mean, I'm always impressed. Say what you want about his attitude. I am always impressed by James Cray.
I think Hugh Beauty is just taking this, I mean, let's call it what this is, this facade, this party-like atmosphere, much too much to heart. And James Cray goes, no, I'm in a goddamn fight with you. I'm going to beat you the hell up. That's really what it's all about.
He's a very serious man, isn't he?
He's a very serious man.
Oh, look at that knee caught by Hugh Beauty. Ooh, beautiful lariat.
Have a look at the right-hand side of Hugh Beauty's chest. You can already see the welt forming from that hellacious barrage.
Gentlemen, we have a boundary. That has gone for 4.
I say a bit of red and a really odd tattoo.
It's a horse, I think.
Well, no horsing around here.
No,
Here comes Hugh Beauty, shining up, bit of sandpaper.
Oh, no sandpaper, just the perfect line and length, and it's out. It is out. Had that one scouted too.
Not quite full rotation on the bent finger.
God. Almost not coming away with that entire body slam there.
Yeah, well, James Cray got a bit of rotation.
Whoa! Hugh Beauty from the second rope. Are we going to see him put James away?
No.
Almost like a trustful elbow right there. But James Cray, he doesn't trust any Australians, especially Hugh Beauty.
Beauty throwing caution to the wind there with an absolutely floating elbow drop from the second rope.
I know, he hung in the air there, didn't he?
Gentlemen, winning the first match in any best of series is always crucial. You get that first leg up, whether it's a tournament, a series, whatever it is, you are guaranteed to go in with, you know, at least the mental advantage going into the second match.
And that's exactly it, Jimmy, the mental advantage. And right now, I think Hugh Beauty has that temporarily over James Cray. What is he going to do from the top rope here?
Oh my God!
Knee from James.
What a dirty knee in that Northern Lights bomb.
Dropping Hugh Beauty right in his head.
Perfect Northern Lights bomb.
That's it.
No! Kick out. When was the last time you saw someone kick out of that?
Well, how's that? He's got his home country behind him. Hugh Beauty. I can see myself managing Hugh Beauty.
We are in overtime now. Do they have overtime in cricket?
50 over cricket, maybe.
All right. That's right.
Super over, maybe.
James Cray is calling it right now.
This
the
match
games are done.
over.
Very good. Look at that. Now you guys are getting it.
Coming up for the second. Beauty fighting out. Wait a minute, small package there. 1, 2. Oh my God.
Oh, he hooked him in tight, but didn't quite get all of it.
I think I bit on that one, gentlemen. Now, going for his version of the Indian Deathlock. He calls this the square.
Can you imagine the humiliation, the embarrassment?
This is center of the ring. James Cray is nowhere near the rope.
Everyone, he tapped.
Did he just tap out?
James Cray, I think, tapping out to the square leg lock.
Your winner, Hugh Beauty.
I can remember the last time that I saw James Gray give up in a match.
I think James is going to dispute this one. We have to go through a little bit of the box, I reckon.
Yeah, video referee.
He may have just been trying to push that knee off. I don't think he tapped out. He's calling it. He's calling it. And what? Maybe not a tap.
Should we do the old DRS? Yeah, I believe James Gray.
I mean, I know here we do have instant replay. We can look back and we can see this.
Yeah.
Well, this is going to be a point of contention if you keep it score at home.
Yeah.
Few Beauties up one leg so far in the Riot City Wrestling Ashes series.
I'm getting flashbacks to Johnny Basso and his famous stumping incident of 2023. I think James Gray is disputing this one. I think he's saying, I didn't tap out. I was merely trying to remove the leg lock.
There is no one called Johnny Bairstone. You made that up. But what James Gray is thinking, this referee made up that decision because he is having a bit of a yarn with the ref. I think this is a point of contention, gentlemen. I think James Gray actually has a strong argument.
Here's the question, guys. Is this in the spirit of wrestling?
Cricket reference.
Thank you. And is James Gray claiming a moral victory?
It's going to come down as a W. I don't know, man.
I saw you push. I saw you push. I'm with you.
Was it a tap? You tapped out, right?
Team Britain.
That was a tap. A tap out?
You hit it 3 times. That's a tap, isn't it?
Hey, I love Margaret Thatcher. I'm just saying. Big fan.
A victory is a victory. Come on. Well, we're going to have to take this up with
Tony Blair. He was all right too.
God, if we thought James Gray was pissed off before.
Right now, we're taking a look at the Armstrongs earlier today, getting ready for their big championship match, the tag titles. Mickey Fortune.
Hey, Jimmy, you know a lot about the reunion of the Armstrongs,
don't
you?
What's going on here? This may be a malfunction at the junction.
Yeah, Zak Sabbath.
Reunions may be a departure.
Zak Sabbath not looking happy about something there with Mickey Fortune.
Well, speaking of hard times here, looking for a bit of hashtag hard to start things off early here at Trial by Stone.
Did you see a preview screening of Lilo and Stitch? He's looking like that Hawaiian guy that drops his ice cream.
Well, the only thing that Banjo Powers has dropped is his frown, and he's turned it into a smile because look who has returned to Riot City.
He's a little bit infectious, I'm not going to lie.
Well, there's one thing that I didn't have on my bingo card here for 2025. It was the return of Party Guy Ty. We saw him coming through in an absolutely electric end to Fringe Mania. Oh, well.
See, you do all these cricket references, you can't even catch a glow stick.
I got the glow stick. Where's yours?
Where is mine? You nick it?
Here we go. Goodwood Community Center is going off. Glow sticks for all.
It is a party here at Trial by Stone.
Hey, I can get with the jiggy, you know. I can see myself managing Party Power Party Hard.
Really? You can see that? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if you're enough energy for these guys.
What about Jimmy Power?
Jimmy Power?
Yeah, Jimmy Powers.
I think you've got a real identity crisis happening on you right now.
Going through some stuff. Well, Party Guy Ty, on a serious note, did go through quite a fair bit to make it back here at Riot City Wrestling. He is now alongside Banjo Powers once again.
It's been essentially a year since we got to see Party Guy Ty inside a Riot City Wrestling ring. He was in 6-person tag affair, coming up with a victory. It's great to see the man back.
And back from successful heart surgery as well, which, well done to him. But let's hear what Party Guy Ty, Banjo Powers, Party Hard have to say.
Is that the one that we replace it with like a pig heart and then put it in?
No, come on now. It's his real heart.
Riot City Wrestling. Let's hear ya. Come on, guys.
Great reception here for Party Hard.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it does feel so good to be back. Oh, I've missed every single one of you so much. Thank you, Random Resident. Now, it's been a long 12 months, and unfortunately, my lungs shut down. I got a clot in the brain, But last week, I had my heart surgery. And you may have noticed that Banjo and I are not in wrestling attire tonight. And that is because I have not been cleared to wrestle this evening. Thank you. But that doesn't mean that I'm not cleared next show, because we are coming back and we are wrestling hard. Although,
we have some news, and although I appreciate each and every one of you chanting party power, after much discussion, we decided that party power is over.
Hang on a second. They literally came out here just to break up. What kind of party's that? Actually, no, that's pretty fun.
Is the party over?
Hey, if I can't be happy with someone, neither can they.
Because the era of party hard has just begun!
It's official.
It's been a hard ride behind us. The road behind us has been hard, but the road in front of us is going to be even harder. Because we ain't going to stop dancing. We ain't going to stop grinding. We ain't going to stop working till we become Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Champion!
So to those 4 teams backstage that are going to come out here tonight and put everything on the line for those Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Championships, just know the Banjo Powers Party Got Tired. We're coming for those championships, and we're coming hard.
So ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourselves in because it's going to be a wild ride. Because this party is just getting started.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Party Hard have made it clear. Their eyes are on the prize, and that prize, the Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Championship.
Gentlemen, I have not been left more flaccid. These two men, honestly, Party Hard, give me a break. Party Powers, they come out here, they tell everyone their intentions. I'm believing that, maybe they're not on the good books with Ginny C right now. I believe that the RCW Tag Team Championships are going to be in better hands come the end of the night.
Look, I'll tell you this. I was sure from the very start of this evening that the tag team title division was absolutely stacked. And Jimmy, you might lump it. I personally like it. We've got a bit of party hard up here. Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, you're so hard. Oh, you're so hard. Oh, yuck.
Are you hard now, or are you still flaccid? Well, there we have it.
What a limp kiss.
Party hard and Jimmy soft.
Maheda, getting ready? Right, hit it! Is Chris gonna unlock now?
Team Brady knocks any chance of Hater ever regaining the championship out of the ring.
Matt Hader, the one thing that you and I have in common, the one similarity that we have, I would call it drive.
Dean Brady, the man that is on the biggest tear Riot City Wrestling has seen in recent memory, has been given the orders by Basso to take me out. But I'm still here.
The moment you put those chains around you now.
It's peaceful, isn't it? The silence, the ringing in your ears, that strange taste in your mouth. Gone.
It takes its toll.
And that's by my doing and the old guard's design.
Like feathered arrows that pierce your soul.
You see, reality is often very disappointing for most people, but thankfully now the reality is what the old guard makes it.
Matt Hayter is back! Hayter has not been seen here since the Big Shed. Dean Brady looks like he wants to tear Hayter's head off. He was beaten by Dean Brady so emphatically.
He is the heart and soul of Riot City.
Once I make you
Break my spine, make me eat my
teeth,
choke the oxygen out of my lungs, and yet I'm still here.
The hate inside will eat you alive.
Yeah, I gotta say, Jimmy, it was you and I together. We called the first time that these two went one-on-one all the way back in November, I believe, in Brutality. Matt Hayter versus Dean Brady.
Seeing that chill-binding video package right there, you just brought back
106 kilograms.
to the Big Shed.
Chaplain of the old guard, the muscle mercenary, Dean Brady!
You are brought back to the Big Shed where this man massacred Matt Hayter so badly, so decisively, that Hayter had to leave this country. And now he's back tonight. Angus, what hope in hell does Matt Hayter have against a Dean Brady that damn near killed him?
You make a great point, and I wish I could say that Matt Hayter is coming into this one with the physical edge, the mental edge, but I just don't think it is. I think Dean Brady is at the peak of his powers right now.
This is exactly what I've been telling you. He is my pick for 2025. The problem is that no matter how many accolades this man accumulates over time, everyone continues to either underestimate him or they refuse to fear him. And the problem is Matt Hayter can come here with all the jovial attitude, with all the quips and barbs that he wants. He's about to get killed.
It's one thing to talk it up, it's another thing to feel that power, feel the ferocity. Matt Hayter's going to get reminded of that again tonight here at Trial by Stone.
Well, it was only a month ago Matt Hayter made his triumphant return here to Riot City Wrestling, and already he is in the lion's den.
Well, this is the thing to remember as well, is that this is the first time in a long time that Matt Hayter's had a one-on-one match in an RCW ring. And he's doing it against Brady? Ease yourself in, Hayter.
Weighing in at 1,000 pounds of pure ego, he is the official ego, Matt Hayter!
And gentlemen, I want to point out the attire Matt Hayter is wearing tonight. That coat, that jacket, he wore that the very last time he ever teamed with Delta here in Riot City Wrestling. At the end of Delta Dome, that was the jacket he wore. Some mind games here, perhaps.
I don't know.
Hold on,
Dean Brady alive!
Guys, here we go!
Here we go. Bell has not sounded. This one not officially underway.
Hang on, gentlemen, they're coming near us.
We could go all the way around the community center, and this thing has not yet started.
Yeah, and this is what I perhaps expected.
Oh, God.
Already just spilling out into the crowd here.
They're picking up right where they left off at Brutality last November.
You know what? This is something that we haven't kind of figured out. Is potentially this match may not even begin. We might not even get that far. Brady might simply tear him limb from limb. Oh, my God.
I appreciate the gusto of Matt Hayter. I really do. I get where he's coming from. With someone with as big as ego as his, he has to prove to himself that he can do it, not to anyone else. But he's made a mistake. You mentioned it before, Sean. Having your first one-on-one match back in Riot City Wrestling against Dean Brady, of all people.
I mean, right now, they're all the way over in the merch stand. We can barely see them from where they are. And this is the thing. Another aspect of Dean Brady's whole game is the longer the match goes on, the more ferocious, the more aggressive, the more deadly he becomes. It actually does not favor the official ego.
And Dean Brady, as we mentioned, at the peak of his powers right about now, recently competed and took Matt Riddle to the limit at World Series. This guy, I believe he is about to break through, and I believe people are about to notice this man for just how vicious, how conniving, how strong he is. He really is the total package.
Well, both these gentlemen are coming off matches at World Series Wrestling. Of course, Hayter squared it up with Danhausen, but it's a totally different beast. It's a totally different animal when you're dealing with this version of Dean Brady. Again, Matt Hayter, he's doing exactly what he did at Brutality. He's taking it lightly at the start.
Oh my God! Diving there from the camera stage.
Matt Hayter versus Danhausen was one of the most incredibly wild matches I've ever called myself. And I have to say this, I hope that that is not the sort of mentality that Hayter is bringing against Dean Brady. Because here's the thing, Matt Hayter, one of the most incredible, one of the most diverse wrestlers in the entire country. He needs to bring his absolute best against the Muscle Mercenary.
Just sending Dean Brady headfirst there into the side of the Goodwood Community Center. Man, I hope our security deposit holds for
Hey,
tonight.
we've got to remind people, this match hasn't even started yet.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, we could be, sued by the Goodwood.
Okay, well,
hey,
come on,
let's
go.
not think of anything irrational here.
Gotta say, Hayter almost taking Brady outside. I'm simply not going to follow them out there.
Yeah, I mean, my jurisdiction for calling wrestling is entirely within these four walls.
I want to point out, these men have been battling for a couple of minutes now. We still have not begun this match. This isn't a wrestling match, this is a fight.
Hey, they've taken it to the canteen. Hey, you can grab your Mars bar, fellas, while you're back there.
Look at this, all the merchandise, all the canteen food. These guys, I mean, they've got to be careful here.
For Matt Hayter, this is about revenge. For Dean Brady, this is about sheer domination. Both men with equal amounts of passion and a simple hatred for each other.
It's interesting. They both keep reminding each other of the same thing, don't they? Matt Hayter constantly reminding Dean Brady that Dean Brady's sister, Zaria, known as Delta, prefers him, and Dean Brady reminding Matt Hayter that he's the one who sent her packing from Riot City.
It's like picking at a scab, but that scab is no longer here. And
all legal still. The bell has not sounded. Violet Blitz is merely just, kicking the shit out of Matt Hayter right now.
The healthy thing would be to move on, Angus. It would be.
It would
from
be.
From the whole, Delta isn't here anymore. They both, for the sake of their own careers, need to move on.
Looking
and Dean
for that
Brady is
spear!
charging up. And he caught Violet Blitz.
And now,
oh my God!
Violet!
Using her as a weapon, Violet Blitz.
Whether she wanted it or not, she was used as a projectile. I was going to say, just like your favorite jacket that fits just right, Violet Blitz has fit in perfectly within the old guard.
Well, I've got to call out Dean Brady on one little lie he said. He was the only thing that was going to be the weapon tonight. Violet Blitz turned out to be the second.
Now I remember this well. Dean Brady took Delta all the way over here.
Yeah, that's right.
Tried to blind her within the fireworks.
And now Violet Blitz stepping on the throat of Matt Hayter. One way to shut him up.
Gentlemen, are we even going to get a match here tonight? This is deeply uncomfortable right now.
We are seeing those heels of Violet being grinded into the neck of the official ego right at our feet.
How did Hayter not see this coming? This was never going to be a one-on-one affair.
Hey, he's lucky at the moment it's just two old guard members. You can have the rest of the
Oh my God!
Jeez!
Is someone going to come out here?
Oh my God!
This is deeply uncomfortable. Matt Hayter just getting slammed repeatedly against the entrance ramp here.
The back of Hayter's head slammed mercilessly against that metal slab.
And you wonder why there's no referees, there's no official security, nothing coming out here. Who wants to deal with Dean Brady?
And look at this, just dragging Matt Hayter like a child, like he's nothing.
I mean, are you going to get in between them?
Who, me? I'm not touching Dean Brady. The man scares the absolute shit out of me.
Right now, he is untouchable. He is undeniable. Dean Brady, once again, slaughters Matt Hayter. Whether at the Big Shed, whether here at the Goodwood Community Center. It doesn't matter the arena.
We got to call this one off, guys. There is no way Matt Hayter is going to be able to compete.
Angus, I don't think we're going to have a choice here. As soon as Brady enters the ring, there we go. We now have an official match. Dean Brady versus Matt Hayter.
And now, is that wise by Michael Kent? He should have checked on Matt Hayter to see if he could compete. There is no way.
Yeah.
Matt Hayter is a crumbled heap in the corner.
Sensational officiating. I say just get it over with. Just get it over with. Don't prolong the lion eating his food.
Angus, Matt Hayter is known as the official ego. In what world is he going to accept a referee trying to call off the match?
Matt Hayter is the heart and soul, but right now that heart is barely pumping. Oh, maybe not. Maybe I spoke too soon.
A flurry of offense as Matt Hayter tries desperately to gain the upper hand on the muscle mercenary.
Oh, just at every turn. At every turn, Dean Brady knows Matt Hayter like a book.
Up and balls!
Unbelievable sit-down powerbomb. That's it. Matt Hayter defeated tonight by Dean No.
And notice the extra style that Brady put in that. He launched both his hands on top of the chest of Hayter to drive him down to the mat.
And I remember it was 12 months ago, Jimmy, so you were sitting here with Big Brody Marshall. I had COVID, couldn't make it to Trial by Stone. It was Matt Hayter versus Delta that night.
You missed out on one epic main event. Hey, and I remember that same situation from Trial by Stone, where Matt Hayter leaped a spear, but this time he went low, and the referee didn't see it.
He did not. Here we go. Drop dead gorgeous. That DDT from Matt Hayter.
It is one thing. Both these men consented to going after each other when the bell had not yet started. The bell has rung. This is a one-on-one match, and Matt Hayter has already resorted to a low blow. I will say this. That speaks to the mindset of Hayter and knowing what he has to do to try and get a victory.
That's the Matt Hayter I grew up with. The one that will lie, he will cheat, he will scam his way to get to the top. That is why he's a former RCW champion, and that is why he is willing to do anything to put Dean Brady down.
And so will Brady, up to and including having Violet Blitz on the outside, causing a distraction. Matt Hayter having us scouted from both ends.
Again, Matt Hayter off the ropes, this time scouted by Dean Brady. Beautiful European uppercut.
But did you see him press him up in the air before he did? My Lord, Dean Brady, the power of this individual.
Jeez. Just throwing Matt Hayter around like a child.
Oh my God!
Matt Hayter, 3/4 of the way across the ring.
We've always known that Dean Brady was one of the strongest individuals on the RCW roster. The problem is, now Dean Brady knows it. Over this past year, Dean Brady has bought into himself. He understands that as everyone is calling him the most dangerous man in RCW, he believes it.
Sean, the biggest thing I can say about Dean Brady, it's like Chris Basso had a sleeper agent, and he flicked that switch, and now he has the muscle mercenary by his side. This is a dangerous freaking man.
You absolutely said it, Jimmy C. And speaking of Chris Basso and Dean Brady, we saw at Fringe Mania some tensions between the two. Chris Basso had to pull Dean Brady back in line. Obviously, Chris Basso right now preparing for his championship match. Dean Brady unencumbered out here right now.
Chris Basso just wants Dean Brady to take care of this issue. Matt Hayter has been a thorn in the old guard's side ever since the old guard formed.
Well, the old guard formed in part because of Matt Hayter.
In spite of Matt Hayter, you're absolutely right.
Well, that's the problem with sleeper agents, Jimmy, is that unfortunately at some point you need to make sure that they don't go too far outside of your control. I wonder, can Dean Brady truly be 100% controlled?
Yeah, I highly doubt that, especially when things are this personal, guys.
Can you listen to that? He's saying, do it again.
He is taking some of Matt Hayter's best shots, like that one right there. He's still on his feet for quite some time before he went down.
Brady said it himself earlier a couple of weeks ago that at Brutality, I absorbed all your punishment.
Terrific moonsault by Matt Hayter.
Yeah, Dean Brady absorbed all of that. Cover now for the win.
Just like Brady said, then I took it and I came back stronger. The man absorbs everything that the official ego gives to him and comes back like the goddamn Terminator.
Hey, it was intriguing that he almost went out to the parking lot at the start, because I think you have to hit Dean Brady with a freaking car to put him down. Right now, Dean Brady applying this aggressive chokehold.
We've seen the guillotine used by Dean Brady to surprising effect. What it took him out of Brutality in the first place.
Yeah, and Dean Brady, I think, trying to finish the job he started here tonight. Don't forget, Dean Brady sent Matt Hayter packing for 6 months. Tonight, he's looking to send him packing for a lot longer than that, I can assure you.
If you're expecting a technical wrestling match, you're going to have to find it somewhere else on this show, because this has been a brutal affair between these two.
Yeah, quite the whiplash from the ashes we saw moments ago.
Hatred, pure hatred.
Well, this is the thing, both Brady and Hayter are both technical masterclass wrestlers. They're simply not diving into that well. They want to hurt each other, batter each other, brutalize each other.
How's the back of Matt Hayter holding up right now, trying to drive Dean Brady into the corner? I am surprised Hayter's still on his feet right now, but he may be out on his feet.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. There's not much going on behind the eyes of Matt Hayter. He's got spaghetti legs, but he's still standing.
They were wobbling.
Oh my God, he's going to be putting him on. Oh no!
Oh!
brawl sent on into the corner.
With no regard for his own body there.
Buys him some time, I think, to regroup, but Matt Hayter's got to come up with a game plan now because he has thrown almost everything he can at Dean Brady.
I'm looking at the concern on Violet Blitz's face on the outside. She feels at least a bit of worry for the Muscle Mercenary as Hayter hoists him up, looking for that F5.
That is
he hits it.
Delta's move, the
Dean
F5.
Brady's move.
And there, the STF applied perfectly.
I can't believe he hit the F5.
Matt Hayter hitting Dean Brady's F5 in the center of the ring is now locked in that STF once again in the center of the ring.
Insult to injury right here.
Turnabout is fair play.
What the hell must it take for someone like Dean Brady to tap out, to give up?
I can't remember if I've ever seen Dean Brady tap up. That's how tough this man is, but right now he might have no choice.
Inching his way to the corner. Brady's got it. He's absolutely got it. You can see him crawling. The power, the strength. He simply will not be denied.
Violet Blitz willing him on. So close.
Oh, he got there.
He gets there.
He got there.
This is it. This is why Dean Brady is who he is.
Our resident's not happy about it, but he broke the hold. Matt Hayter had to let it go.
You are not going to tap Dean Brady out. You're not going to break Dean Brady. That simply is not part of his makeup.
The only way Matt Hayter has been able to get some sort of advantage on Dean Brady is to get in his psyche, but it seems like that just pisses off Dean Brady even more and he comes back even stronger. How do you beat this almost perfect wrestler?
Well, Matt Hayter might have something left in the barrel. One final shot between the eyes of Dean Brady.
Sizing him up, tuning up the band.
Hayter looking for his patented move. That super kick gets caught.
Gouted.
Yeah. Second time is the charm.
He's on his feet. He's still on his feet. Oh my God.
Jesus Christ.
Absorbed it. Absorbed it.
Brutal lariat there. Dean Brady's not stopping though, guys. Just the momentum and the spear.
What did I say? This is the Dean Brady that everyone forgets exists.
He is just unhinged right now, guys.
Here's
Everyone's
how you do
finding
that
out right now. Oh,
hold on.
Hayter able to.
No.
You're kidding me.
Hayter gets it done.
What in the world just happened?
Inside cradle. The 1, 2, 3. Matt Hayter just pinned Dean Brady.
Are you kidding me?
We better see if there's a comet flying over the Goodwood Community Center. Hayter better buy a lottery ticket because he just became the luckiest man in, oh well, until Violet Blitz came in the ring.
Yeah, you're not half wrong there, Jimmy C. Hayter had the perfect counter, got the shoulders down, but Dean Brady still standing.
Hayter's head being driven into the mat by Blitz.
Have a look at Dean Brady here. The man is obviously incensed on the inside. Look how he controls it.
Gentlemen, was this match ever about winning?
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Great point. It was about sending Matt Hayter packing from Riot City, but right now Hayter
sizing up.
No!
Oh, Violet Blitz! Cops a spear!
Hayter has Dean Brady where he wants him. The eyes of Dean Brady. Matt Hayter.
He's trying to blind.
He's got his thumbs in the eye of Dean Brady there.
He's trying to blind Dean Brady.
Gentlemen,
we need to get some help out here. Somebody come in.
Oh no, we got Skinny Ref to the rescue.
I don't think Matt Hayter has dislodged his thumbs from the eye sockets of Dean Brady.
This is just... I have never seen this out of Matt Hayter. I have never seen Matt Hayter lose control like he is doing right now.
Gentlemen, we need more refs out here.
Come on!
There is no way you're going to be able to control this rabid Matt Hayter.
Get on him.
I have seen... Here comes the sheriff.
Better than a referee. We have Down Under able to dislodge Matt Hayter.
Finally getting some sort of law and order here. Matt Hayter being driven into the corner by Down Under. I mean, got to be careful here.
But Matt Hayter won the match.
He's lost it. He has lost the plot. This whole situation has gotten Matt Hayter so bent out of shape.
Dean Brady, I'm seeing it on the outside. He's struggling, guys.
We don't know. I mean,
has he opened his eyes? I don't think he's opened his eyes, guys.
What if Hayter got the fingernails right into the eyes of Brady?
It could be cornea damage. It could be any number of things that Dean Brady has suffered at the hands of an absolutely irate Matt Hayter.
I understand where you're coming from, mate. Every turn, the old guard and Dean Brady have been screwing you over. But there's way too much of this going on in Riot City. Everyone's out of line, and I've got to do something about it. Hater, you made this happen. I've known you for a long time, and that's the kind of crap I expect out of them, not out of you. You're suspended.
Oh, wow!
Oh, wow.
Whoa!
But he just returned.
The sheriff of
left me with
RCW
no
laid down the
choice.
law.
Yeah, I might have to agree with the fans on this one.
I'm glad he finally made a decision against someone that these fans like. Because it's not about favorites. It's about, at the end of the day, Matt Hayter, he'd won the match regardless if Dean Brady went after him or not. He could have walked away, but no, he decided to almost blind the man.
Yeah, but if he didn't stand up for himself and take a stand, who knows what could have been done to him. It could have been worse than what he did to Dean Brady.
A good decision.
Now you're on the side of Down Under. I thought you were against him.
Because it's about time. Someone puts an end to this chaos. It's getting ridiculous.
Angus, Matt Hayter of all people should know that there are limits to this game. Remember, Matt Hayter was almost on the receiving end a couple of years ago of being burned alive.
He was, absolutely, and Havoc was suspended for that. But Matt Hayter, I don't know if I can condone that decision. It's not my place to say. But Matt Hayter, who knows when we'll see him again.
He sunk down to their level. At the end of the day,
that's where things were headed, Jimmy C. It was just getting out of control. And earlier today, though, we saw CBTM, that is Snaxx and Vincent DiMaria, on their way to the venue. Snaxx, of course, tonight challenges Chris Basso, cashes in his Strength Cup and challenges for the Grand Championship.
Could be the move, gentlemen.
Residents of Riot City, I'm here with the RCW Grand Champion, Chris Basso. Chris, how do you feel going into your title match against Snaxx tonight?
Come on. My confidence is at an all-time high. Whereas Snaxx, on the other hand, see, Snaxx is going to be anxious, he's going to be nervous, he's going to be absolutely packing his dacks because this is his first little splash in the main event pool. Am I right?
You're absolutely right.
Correct. And I think at the end of the day, we all know what's going to happen. We all know the outcome of this match.
Wait, why is it? What do you mean we all know the outcome?
Mate, you know, and I know. Let's just say, at the end of tonight, we'll chalk this up to one big learning experience for your boy Snaxx.
Thanks, Chris. James, back to you.
Ominous words from the Grand Champion.
From the Grand Champion to the Emerald Crown holder and to the #1 contender, the King of the Fringe, gentlemen.
This is not ominous, this is just simple foreboding. This is foreshadowing. We are about to see the next Emerald Crown holder in Riot City Wrestling.
Jimmy C, sorry, I forgot to say, we have the president of the Sigma fan club next to me right here.
Oh, thank you. I'll be your vice president.
There we go.
I love me some Super Sigma. These fans don't know what they're getting. This is a man that is trying to save these people, like Sigma said, from the embodiment of darkness, but they want to live in the shadows. Tonight, Sigma, the hero that RCW doesn't deserve, but it's going to get, and it's going to get a brand new Emerald Crown holder.
Well, this is Sigma's second bite at the cherry, of course. We know that he faced off with Zak Sabbath in the finals of the C4 Absolute Grand Prix. Unsuccessful in that one. And this kind of brings to head the rubber match between these two. Match number 3. Of course, Sigma victorious in match 1, Zak victorious in match 2. It's all on the line here tonight. is our Emerald Crown holder. Won that title back last year. Has made some successful defenses of it, but tonight you'd have to say is his toughest challenge yet. Because, gentlemen, what we saw from Super Sigma at the King of the Fringe, the way he went through everyone, including beating Mickey Fortune in just over 1 minute. He is at the peak of his game right now.
Here's the thing about Sigma. We've read this comic book before. We know how it happened. Zak Sabbath, yes, he has beaten Sigma, but he's not beaten Sigma. He has survived Sigma. Heavy as the crown. He ran through the man so emphatically, the man almost left RCW for good if he couldn't win another match.
Lads, I was looking as Zak Sabbath made his entrance down right beside us. The back. How was Zak Sabbath walking? Because I remember that first bout between these two men right here in this very building in the opening round of a C4. Zak Sabbath was beaten so decisively that he had to put his career on the line to motivate him. What is motivating Zak Sabbath right now to keep the RCW Emerald Crown? Is that going to be enough to get over the giant hurdle of Super Sigma?
And you know who else recognizes that and remembers it? Look at the face on Super Sigma right now.
The following contest is for the Emerald Crown! Introducing first, the challenger. Standing in at 6'8", weighing in at 120 kilograms. He is the self-proclaimed hero that RCW doesn't deserve. He is Super Sigma! Introducing the champion, representing the Kings of Ruin, weighing in at 96 kilograms, the Dark King, Zak Sabbath!
Gentlemen, there are 3 things to remember. You don't piss in the wind, you don't tug on Superman's cape, and you do not bet against Super Sigma. It is a recipe for disaster. The odds do not favor the Emerald Crown holder here tonight.
Do you know what? I reckon I know what the conversation was between Mickey Fortune and Zak Sabbath that got him so bent out of shape.
Yeah, tell me.
He went, hey, Mickey, how did it feel like to lose in a minute? And then Zak said back to him, how does it feel to do the same thing?
Well,
they both lost very quickly to Super Sigma.
I don't think this match is going to go a minute. I'll just say that right now, Jimmy C. I would be very surprised.
You know, I'll give Sabbath his dues here. He is going head-to-head, quite literally, with Sigma. And now, quite wisely, I have to say, jumping out of the ring.
This is good by Zak Sabbath already. We know how hot Sigma is. We know that Sigma was undefeated until he bumped into Zak Sabbath at Battle for Supremacy in the finals of the C4 Absolute Grand Prix.
Now, how smart is that? And I mean that very sardonically.
What did you say about pissing in the wind, tugging on Superman's cape?
Do not piss off Sigma. There, that's the 4th one. Don't bet against him. Don't slap the man in the face.
Hey, I have seen Zak Sabbath go through some pretty tough challenges over his career. And yes, Sigma is up there with some of the toughest, but Zak Sabbath is, if nothing, resilient.
Well, right now he's becoming like a low-key, more or less.
Low-key, he has got Sigma's number.
King of Mischief right now, trying to just...
Hold on, gentlemen.
Really
not. There it is. Tupe con hilo.
What the hell? Landing on his feet, Zak Sabbath. We know the first time that these two men met up with one another over 5 years ago, back in 2019.
I've got to say, Sean, I am very curious as to why Zak has chosen this as his strategy to get under the skin of Sigma. Maybe it's a thing he just knows that he can't go head on with him. He needs to play around with him a little bit.
The problem is that I don't know if you can psychologically get into the head of Sigma. That is his game plan. The man got so into the head of Mickey Fortune, who went toe-to-toe with the engineer Chris Basso for 2 events in a row, and he made her look like nothing over in a minute.
I know, on International Women's Day, no less.
Sigma wishes every day was Sigma Day.
Oh my God, no.
Hurricane Rana countered there by Super Sigma.
Oh, speaking of making someone look like nothing, just like a rag doll.
You know what, Sigma Day, I wouldn't mind every day being Sigma Day.
We can start that.
I reckon we could. A movement. And the only movement that was happening right there was Zak Sabbath's head repeatedly bashing off that barricade.
And I need to make my point clear. It's not that Mickey Fortune is nothing. Quite the opposite. Mickey Fortune is a bona fide wrestling technician. A main eventer in her own right. And Sigma decimated her. What does that mean for Zak Sabbath?
Well, here's a question for Jimmy C. You're scouting potential future managerial candidates. I mean, you managed Sigma at one point in his career. Could you be perhaps managing him?
I would be more than happy to be the Alfred to his Batman.
Yeah, you do strike me as a butler type, actually.
No, you're just a butt.
You could be making his bed, making him tea. Yeah, that would be a good role for you, I think.
You're going to cop it one day, mate. I swear.
I want to point this out here. Sigma having a very healthy conversation with the crowd here, saying, you want to cheer for him, not me. This is the guy you go for. Keep in mind, the guy, he just launched basically into the top of the corner post there.
I'll tell you, the fans have built almost 20-year connection to Zak Sabbath. They have seen him from his early days starting out.
Oh my God.
Gentlemen, Zak Sabbath has been busted wide open.
Yeah, he has. He is bleeding.
We're what, 5 minutes into this match?
And look, the camera, Sigma has the camera here, getting some POV shots.
I can't wait to see this footage back on the Riot City Wrestling YouTube channel. I'm sure we're looking at it right now.
See here, Sigma taking his time, really enjoying the moment, savoring the eventual victory here. Zak Sabbath is in a bad way.
Yeah, oh my God, guys. He is just bleeding profusely now. That, I believe, would have had to have come from when Sigma launched him into that corner post.
Like a missile, Sabbath, the Dark King, was just rocketed.
The Emerald Crown holder is wearing the Crimson Mask.
And the Emerald Crown might be slipping through his fingers right now.
Finally, Sigma going for a pin attempt there. Perhaps feeling that the end is nigh.
I think he was clapping towards us, Sean. Hey, I'm going to celebrate. If Sigma wins this Emerald Crown, I'm going to be stoked. And especially how cocky Sabbath came out at the jump of this match.
Well, you have managed two former Emerald Crown holders in your career, Jimmy C. Perhaps, you know, Sigma, if he does win, that would make a logical sense for you to join up with him.
Definitely wouldn't mind a third.
I don't know. I don't know if Sigma needs your help, because right now he has at Bear Hug firmly applied to Zak Sabbath.
Doesn't need Sigma's help. These fans, and they have treated him so poorly. Absolutely atrocious. I am disgusted in the way these people have treated Sigma. Because all he's trying to do is take down someone who sprays mist in people's faces. Let's be honest. Zak Sabbath, yeah, he's fighting through it now. I'll give him that gutsy performance. With blood all streaming down his face, I hope he knows how it feels to be blinded by a liquid that it's not intended to come out.
Exactly right. The interesting thing you talk about the mist there, that is a staple of the Kings of Ruin. The Kings of Ruin having a lot of issues as of late. I do know that none of the other members are out here supporting Sabbath here tonight.
Well, we do know Mike Boomer and Havoc are defending their tag team championships tonight. Perhaps tonight, Kings of Ruin could leave with no gold.
Oh my God, that is 120 kilos. Hoist it up, Death Valley driver.
But perhaps they could all retain. All possibilities are on the line here.
Gentlemen, but when that blood starts to stream down your face, getting into your eyes, we saw Dean Brady blinded before. Oh, but Zak Sabbath still able to hit that shining wizard.
Yeah, I know he feels the energy, the electricity is starting to will up a bit of momentum. The trick is now you have to be able to maintain it. You have to stay on Sigma if you want any semblance of a victory here tonight.
Well, Vile Driver is coming up perhaps, but I think Sigma no counters out.
Oh my God!
Big boot.
Knocking the wind out of Sabbath right there. I think he copped him in the chest.
Oh, we've seen this one too many times before. Powerbomb!
Now, if Sigma, one will do it. But I think if he can hit multiple here, I think he can get the job done.
I don't think he needs another. That's it. Wait, oh!
Very, very crafty of Zak Sabbath. That's a 2 count. The foot was on the rope.
Sigma thinks he's got it.
Perfect ring awareness by Zak Sabbath, the veteran.
Sabbath understanding that he did not have the ability or the wherewithal, the energy to kick out, to get his shoulder up, had to resort to that crafty veteran instinct.
That's right, conserving energy, very clever, but Sigma taking umbrage with the official here.
Sigma, be careful, stay calm.
Oh! Wow! Disqualification perhaps, but the referee didn't see it.
I mean, how do you DQ something you didn't see?
Yeah, but he felt it.
Gentlemen, Super Sigma's just gone.
Oh my God.
He's gone feral here.
Oh my God. No.
Oh, jeez.
It is a dangerous place for
1, 2,
officials.
3. 3, count it.
What? 1, 2.
Would this be official?
Come on.
I can't believe the ref held up his count like that. That's atrocious.
Well, that would be one of the more unorthodox ways to become a champion here in Riot City Wrestling.
I think now Sabbath is going to pay for those mistakes there. It is simply elementary. Oh, come on!
There it is, guys. The green mist.
Well, now Sigma knows how it feels. Zak Sabbath blinded by his own blood. Now Sigma. People are just going for the eyes tonight, gentlemen.
One man wearing a crimson mask. The other now wearing a black mask.
Damn it.
That was the black mist of Zak Sabbath. And this
He's
time...
a vile driver. Dropped him on the top of his head.
There is no kicking out from the vile driver, but the referee is still down.
There's no referee. There is a referee.
Here comes Michael Kent.
Senior official Michael Kent slides in.
Kick out, yes. Sabbath.
I can't believe that was the same move that Zak Sabbath won the Emerald Crown with. I got to admit it, gentlemen, I'm Team Sigma just like you, Sean, but I thought that was it.
If the referee was there just a moment earlier, Zak Sabbath would have retained his championship.
And notice for the second time, Sabbath has had to resort to misting Sigma, not once, but twice here to gain it. Oh my God!
Ladies and gentlemen, if you've seen this before, you know that when Sigma goes to a place like this, it is haunting.
We thought we'd seen the last of this version of Sigma, but it seems like a bit of him, a part of him, has returned to the surface here.
I'm glad I'm behind this table here. Look at the eyes!
Oh! Calls that one the Skyliner. And
oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
He's going to drop Sabbath on his head.
Tombstone pile driver!
Returning to a previous version of himself now to put away Zak Sabbath and no.
How?
Are you kidding me?
Zak Sabbath, the Dark King, kicking out of the Tombstone. What in the world does Sigma have to do to put the Emerald Crown holder away?
Sigma won Tag Team Championships with that very move.
Gentlemen, we thought it was over at the Powerbomb. We thought it was over at the Vile Driver. And now, Sigma hitting the Tombstone, looking to bury Sabbath back into the darkness where he belongs.
Now casting him out, outside the ring here. And again, Sigma needs to simply keep that demeanor in check.
And guys, I just saw the near 7-footer going to the second turnbuckle. Isn't he already tall enough? What is this?
What in the hell is he looking for here?
Up in the sky. Here we go. Wait, Sabbath.
No!
Counters.
Oh my
Jesus!
God! Sabbath dumping himself right on his head, but Sigma got the worst of that. A Hurricanrana from the top rope.
Sabbath will...
Canadian Destroyer from the Emerald Crown holder.
Sabbath has never been afraid to use his own body. In harm's way.
Where is the second win
coming from? Oh my God!
The Vile Driver, guys.
Surely not. Surely not. Damn it!
Here is your winner, and still holder of the Emerald Crown, the Dark King, Zak Sabbath!
Guys, what a run Zak Sabbath is on right now. That is his second defense of the Emerald Crown, and the two men he has successfully defended against, Sigma and Dean Brady. What a run!
Gentlemen, I have to give it up to Zak Sabbath. I thought it was a lock after the change in Sigma's attitude over this past month. I thought that Sigma had this sewn up. But somehow, some way, again, Zak Sabbath has retained the RCW Emerald Crown.
I have never seen this look in Sigma's face here as he's walking away from the ring. Absolutely irate. Furious.
Commiserations, Sean. I know that must really hurt. I think the next Sigma fan club will be quite a quiet one, but nevertheless, still your Emerald Crown holder, Zak Sabbath. We're about to wrap up the first half of Trial by Stone. Please join us on the other side. Plenty more action.
There's more to come. There's more to come.
Jimmy C, there is so much more to come. Please stick around. Look at the pyro.
Still the Emerald Crown holder, Zak Sabbath, the Dark King, lives to fight another day.
We'll have Tag Team Championships on the line. We'll have the grand title on the line. See you guys in a moment.
You're Red Smash, right? Just call me stranger. Is that you? And is that your mum? You have her eyes. So you're a superhero, huh? You know, I actually know a superhero.
You, as the Emerald Crown Champion. If anyone deserves a shot of that title, it's me. I've actually pinned Zak Sabbath. Who have you beaten? Listen here, you masked freak. You didn't beat me at Fringe Mania. I lost, and that's my mistake. But it will not happen again.
We are back for the second half here at Trial by Stone.
Oh, here comes, I think, Pablo Picasso. This man, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, all the turtles, Rimran, Bob. Who would have known how good a painter Bob is?
He actually surprised the hell out of me, GBC. Bob, of course, won that match against Nick Armstrong at Fringe Mania, got himself into the King of the Fringe Gauntlet. That was also to determine the #1 contender for the Emerald Crown, but got beaten in pretty quick fashion, Sean, by Red Smash 2.
That's it, and we know now one half of a potential future matchup for the Emerald Crown. Zak Sabbath now firmly holding the Emerald Crown, set to go up his next competition in the name of either that bitter old bastard in the ring right now or Red Smash.
From Smash Street Goodwood, this is Red Smash!
Well, I mean, look, give him points for his enthusiasm. Not as good a painter as Bob, probably.
What, he couldn't get his mum to hang it up on the fridge, so he had to bring it here?
Oh, look, Red Smash is a bit of a renaissance man. He is a very talented cook, a very talented painter by his own admission, and a very talented professional wrestler.
I would hate to see what you think yours and Izzy's future spawn is going to do when they bring home something like that.
Hey, look, Red Smash, it's avant-garde, Jimmy C. It's his own particular style. I think it's going to catch on, Sean.
What are we debating here? This isn't an art class. We're set to have a #1 contendership. Here we go. This isn't about, this is about a bitter old bastard looking to stomp his way into title contention.
A bitter old bastard who knows how to use a brush, and right now, he was, well, just before he was paintbrushing, smash at the corner. Oh.
I will say he's no Bob Ross, that's for sure.
And there's a bit of a debate at the moment about who is Riot City's premier superhero.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Looking to pull the mask off of Red Smash. Sorry to interrupt you there.
No, I would have to say right now, my money's on Red Smash #2. This guy is a ball of energy, but a very, very talented professional wrestler.
Is he still #2? Can you really call someone in the top spot number 2 as the best superhero.
He's paying homage to the original Red Smash.
I just want to point out, as much as you keep alleging that I have a particular bias against a superhero, I think you have a bias against Red Smash, Angus, considering the issues you had with Bob in the past.
Hey,
I think that's colouring your commentary here.
Thankfully, Izzy Shaw not accompanying Bob any longer. Bob and I, our issues, yes, were very publicized in 2024. Thankfully, I haven't really had much to do with the guy since then, and I'm going to do my best to call his matches down the line.
Good, you were dragging down his career.
I was dragging down his career.
Yeah.
He was tag team champion when he was associated with me.
Yeah, but still, you were associated with you.
Well,
how dare you take credit? You know what? I reckon Bob might be associated with me. I actually kind of like this. I like this bit of a mean streak out of him. You would have known how cultured Bob is.
You're going to look to form a new enterprise here with Bob?
Well,
the Sea Enterprise. The Seaman Enterprise.
What about Roberto?
Roberto? Yeah, he did
the refined Roberto, rather than Bitter Roberto.
The refined Roberto could be the next #1 contender to the Emerald Crown as he's working away now on the left leg of Red Smash.
Let's not take away how Bob was just painting the canvas right there with, hang on, gone, almost picked him up right there.
That's the thing you're going to see is a complete difference of styles between Red Smash and Bob. There's that, well, no pun intended, smash mouth style of the bitter old bastard and the high-flying athleticism of Red Smash. Both men are really going to have to lean into their own particular styles to gain the upper hand on their opponent.
I think the thing with Bob, too, a lot of people don't realize how long he's actually been in the game for. Expertise right here, focusing on the knee of the young up-and-comer here in Riot City Wrestling. Let's face it, he's been here a cup of coffee.
Yeah, almost been a year since he made his debut. Successful in victory against Mr. Cliff. It could be successful right now.
I just want to point out, we don't actually know how old Red Smash is. For all we know, he could be older than Bob.
He could be the son of the original Red Smash, which would make him about, 10 years old?
How good does Bob look for his age, though? Let's be honest.
For his age, Jimmy, he looks pretty good in general. And that's what I meant by calling this down the line. I will give him his due.
Hey, I'm not an ageist.
You can see here working the ankle with that heel hook that Bob is employing as Red Smash with one leg comes up to his feet and is trying valiantly.
With age comes wisdom, gentlemen, and look at Bob.
Oh!
Okay.
Beautiful enziguri by Red Smash. Now on one leg, still bringing himself up to a dropkick. This is exactly it. Still on one foot, still able to employ that high-octane, high-flying offense.
Bob wants to prove that situation that happened at Fringe Mania in the King of Fringe was just a fluke. He's got to weather the storm here of Smash.
And it's very interesting because we point out the high-flying nature of Red Smash, and very similar to Bob's former tag team partner Kai Toa, who unfortunately was unlucky to miss out at Fringe Mania. And
let's see the referee. What is it these officials nowadays just trying to get involved? We saw it before with Sigma.
Fortunately, Red Smash, I think, is not really aware of his surroundings, didn't realize that the ref was in the position he was, and he suffered the consequences for it.
And now Bob taking control.
Oh my God.
Wise beyond this years, this young Bob.
Bob is looking for like a gut-wrench suplex off the top rope.
Yeah, dangerous territory. I know we see Red Smash up there
often. German!
Oh, jeez. Red Smash went head over heels, landed in an awkward position there.
That's hard landing for both.
Yeah,
it's going to say Bob, high risk, high reward there. He had that high release German suplex, unfortunately landing flat on his back.
That's what the Emerald Crown means to these competitors.
Ooh, just the two there.
And now you have to you cast your mind over to the Emerald Crown holder, Zak Sabbath, who has to be watching this intently, wondering what does a Zak Sabbath Red Smash match look like? What does a Zak Sabbath B.O.B. match look like?
Once he wipes the blood out of his eyes, I'm sure he's going to be paying close attention to this match, Sean. I mean, Bob has been focusing on the leg of Red Smash this entire matchup. And as he bends it around the post there, it's a sound strategy. Not many of these people like it, but who really cares what these people like?
And you know what that does, Jimmy C? Taking the leg away from Red Smash, it stops him from being able to attempt some of his high acrobatic aerial offense that we are very well known for.
See, they're using the ring post to his advantage. Smart game plan employed by that bitter old bastard himself. And there you see, just taking the 1 second it takes to simply break up that 10 count.
And Bob, I think, has noticed a fan here in attendance wearing a Red Smash mask Clearly a fan made his own mask at home.
Is that the original Red
Tell
Smash?
he's definitely.
Oh my God!
Home and, hang on.
Wait,
Hey!
wait a minute! That's Kaitoa! That's Bob's former tag team partner! Splashing Bob in the face with water.
Kaitoa, we knew
Where's
was
the sheriff?
injured.
Where's the sheriff? We can't have fans getting involved.
That's not a fan, that is Kaitoa.
Did he pay a ticket? Did he pay a ticket, Angus? Do you know that?
He works here, Jimmy C.
Watch out!
Hang on. Oh,
Oh, crashed and burned!
get him out of here.
Tope through the middle rope. We saw it was Bob's music that interrupted Kaitoa in that match against James Corey. Red Smash back at Reanimated. Now tonight, Kaitoa interrupting Bob here.
Where's security? This is ridiculous.
Yeah, Angus, you talked about your time with Bob had passed. Kaitoa absolutely has not forgotten, nor has he forgiven.
Fair enough too. This man was assaulted after their tag team championship loss. Bob hit him with the watch.
Yeah, it's tough love. Tough love.
Tough loss, more like casting away a very good friend.
Yeah, he got into the King of Fringe.
Hold
and
on.
he choked. He
Red
couldn't rock
Smash,
up.
taking to the skies. Oh my God! 450 connected.
Here we go. The cover 2, 3.
Oh, B.O.B.
Here's your
BS.
winner and the new #1 contender for the Emerald Crown, Red Smash!
Red Smash looking potentially for some green and gold in his future. We now know at some point we will see Red Smash taking on Zak Sabbath for the Emerald Crown.
Hey, gentlemen, a fan has just jumped the barricade.
Come on, that is Kaitoa. How many times do I have to tell you?
I don't care what his freaking name is. It's a fan in the ring, and that is pathetic. How does a fan be allowed to interfere in the consequences of matches? It's like the ref before. All these people just getting involved. You don't see the sheriff making his way on down here right now.
Take a Valium, Jimmy C. Take a Valium. And right here, look at this. A budding friendship, perhaps here, between Kaitoa and Red Smash. You love to see it. These two guys, very, very similar age, very similar experience.
Yeah,
right now, helping each other out.
Little punk kids need to be taught a lesson. Bob got screwed tonight, gentlemen.
Hey, look, it was just, he got outsmarted, Jimmy C.
Hey, Bob, you are absolutely screwed. And I'm going to let him know that because he deserves to hear it.
Since when are you the big Bob fan all of a sudden? What's going on here?
You know, we have to wonder when we're going to see Kaitoa back in the ring. Hopefully sometime soon in 2025. But be that as it may, Zak Sabbath, watching from behind, knows who his next contest is against.
Well, has Kaitoa got his manager's license? Is that why he's out here with Red Smash?
He wasn't even managing him. He was in the crowd. He was watching the match.
Oh, yeah. Just jump the barricade. I see if anyone can do anything now.
Now, James Dalton is in the ring, and I believe he's got a very special announcement. So let's go back to James Dalton.
Before we move on, I've just been informed by RCW General Management. I think you know what this is. In my hand, the key to the city ladder match, May 31st, right here in the Goodwood Community Centre.
Damn.
May 31st, key to the city ladder match.
Without further ado, the following contest is an elimination tag team match for the RCW Tag Team Championships.
Now we're going to have to restrain Jimmy C.
Introducing
for this one, I think.
You ain't got to restrain me. Get your damn hands off of me. I'm allowed to vent, okay?
Well, do you have your commentary license? That's what I want to
you?
know. I do. You got a
Out of a cereal box.
I really don't know what is going to be considered more chaotic, us here at the commentary desk, or what is about to unfold.
Of 206 kilograms, representing, oh God, the Viking Grin and the Vice Principal, Mr. Cliff.
Guys, I don't know if you know much about numbers, mathematics. Mr. Cliff, 0 and 45 in Riot City Wrestling.
Tonight could be the night.
That's a lot of losses.
Tonight could be the night.
Well, here's the thing to keep in mind though. We already knew that this was going to be 4 teams of 2 vying off for the RCW Tag Team titles. What was made clear about a week ago was that this is not going to be a 1-fall to a finish. We are now under elimination rules here tonight until there's only one team left, and that team will be declared the Tag Team Champions of RCW.
I guess I know you're the historian and all, but I was here last year at Trial by Stone. We had a fatal 4-way elimination tag match for the RCW tag titles. We saw new champions on that night.
Yes, we did, and we saw the old guard were defeated. And that could very well happen here tonight. And with Mr. Cliff's current run of bad luck, and with some of the liberties that Grim has taken with him.
His current run of bad luck. You call over 40 losses a bad luck.
I guess it's still current, technically. It just hasn't stopped.
A combined weight of 200 kilograms, the wrestling legend Cadie and his SWAT team!
Now, surely he doesn't still need these SWAT guys. Surely the threats are done. Surely he can sleep easy at night. But no, he still has the SWAT, and we still don't know what is in that briefcase.
Well, here's the thing, he needs this SWAT around because he already lost 2 SWAT members at Fringe Mania. Jimmy C, you know this all too well. A string of bad luck for yourself with the Alchemy Alliance.
I'm seeing a man right now leading his 2 kids into battle, standing side by side, the world's greatest SWAT dad. You read the shirt, and I reckon the tag team titles will look quite nice to go with that shirt.
I mean, he does know they're his employees, right? Like, they're not his friends, they're not his children. He pays them to protect him.
You're one of those people that go to staff meetings and mucks in with the rest of the group, aren't you?
No, Cadie Trey's one of those bosses who says, we're all family, and then the slightest sign of bad news, he's out of here.
Here's the thing, I'm not sure that they're not actually Cadie Trey's children.
How old do you think Cadie Trey is? What's going on tonight?
I don't know. What is he, in his 30s?
Oh, look at him with his poise. It's beautiful.
Well, Cadie Trey, his SWAT, the briefcase, such a strange dynamic.
We know that is the latest plan of Cadie Trey and the SWAT that led to the re-emergence of the Armstrongs together as a tag team. One of the teams we're going to be seeing here later tonight. Oh. Later tonight?
Well, that music can only mean one thing.
Or maybe just right now.
We licensed this song for him.
No, in fact, we're not getting paid a cent for this show because of copyright strikes.
That makes me feel a little bit better.
I have to wonder if everyone out here in the community center can feel it, if everyone in YouTube land can feel it. You're about to see it.
The anticipation builds for the first time in 6 years at Riot City.
186 kilograms, Nick and Jet, the Armstrongs!
Former tag team champions back in 2019, but these guys have been teaming their entire lives. Nick and Jet, the Armstrong brothers. Sit down, Jimmy C.
How dare he show his face here? How dare he rub it in? How dare he come out to my favorite band? He knows how much I love Metallica. How dare he?
Jimmy, I think it's actually a remarkable achievement that you were the one responsible for getting the Armstrongs back together. That is actually a remarkable achievement.
That is slander, okay, Sean? That is absolute slander. I had nothing to do with this.
Well, do you remember the hatred these two had for each other? They had one of the most storied rivalries in Riot City. But when all is said and done, blood is indeed thicker than water. Jet Armstrong, Jimmy, he did the right thing, coming to his brother's aid. It was 4 against 1. 5 against 1 even.
Bunch of blue teaster brother bitches right there. And I ain't afraid to say it. I don't care if I'm over there and they're in there. It's pathetic. I can't believe he sucked this low to go back with that bleached blonde bastard.
I understood about half the words you just said.
Tell us how you really feel, Jimmy. Well, we are set for the arrival of our champions, the final team in this fatal 4-way elimination.
At a combined weight of 180 kilograms, representing the Kings of Ruin, they are the RCW Tag Team Champions, the Weapon, Mike Boomer, and the Master of Mayhem, Cadie!
The numbers simply do not lie. This does not favor the champions. They have a 25% chance of coming away with those titles still around their waist.
At best. But I just noticed the body language, and I continue to notice the body language of Mike Boomer. There is, and it's not a secret, there are some tense times in the Kings of Ruin, especially after coming up short against the old guard at Fringe Mania. You know that tensions have to be boiling over. Zak Sabbath retained tonight. That could be a sign of things to come, but Kings of Ruin, they've got to get on the same page if they want to retain in this 4-way elimination match.
We saw one member of the Kings of Ruin retain in Zak Sabbath earlier tonight. Can the Kings make it a clean sweep? They're climbing an uphill battle. They have to survive 3 other teams.
And no Mickey Fortune accompanying them out. No Zak Sabbath.
But there is a Ben Rosenthal on the outside here, member of the old guard.
And don't worry, we'll have an extra SWAT in the corner of Cadie Trey. Now we've got to remind ourselves, SWAT 2 in the ring, SWAT 1 on the outside.
How do we differentiate them?
Oh, don't worry, I know. I've sized these guys up.
Now, Angus, I believe you're eliminated by pinfall submission. It's the only way to be eliminated in this match.
Correct. 100% correct, but only one team can start. So how are we going to figure this one out?
Well, 2 teams can start.
Sorry, only 2 teams can start. You're right.
You get the Armstrongs in there. Get them out quick.
Now we see here Grim and Mr. Cliff here debating with each other.
Now, is this the 3rd time that Grim and Mr. Cliff have challenged these tag team championships? It's got to be a challenge several times.
I'm going to point out here, we are starting off with the Master of Mayhem, Havoc, and the champ, Nick Armstrong.
You know what? Havoc has better hair than Nick. I've said it.
And how nice is it to see Nick Armstrong resplendent in blue? I was told they are paying homage tonight, the Armstrongs, to their original tag team attire.
I was going to say, I believe they're paying homage to themselves, yes.
Yes, they are. That's exactly it.
And here's the thing to notice about a 4-way elimination tag team match is that, as you can rightly see right now, only 2 people in the ring at one time. You could be the champions on the outside, and really you have no say in a pinfall that happens.
That's right. I mean, they could even be eliminated first. They could be eliminated second. I mean, yes, the statistical odds of having a new champion team tonight are extremely high. But don't count out the Kings of Ruin. The last time they were in a match of this type, they were victorious.
See, this is an interesting dynamic right now. Cadie Trey tagging Nick Armstrong. You can tag anyone at any time to get in the match.
One of the more unique matchups in professional wrestling, that is for sure. So much strategy as well.
Well, the thing is, if I was a wrestler in this case, I simply wouldn't tag myself in.
Cadie definitely does the strut better than Nick, for sure.
Just stay on the outside and let the other teams eliminate each other, then pick the bones.
Well, that is the optimal strategy, but I think Havoc, the 25-year veteran, will have a little bit more fight in him than that. Nice hip toss there from the Master of Mayhem. Tags in the weapon, Mike Boomer.
And I'm so interested to see exactly how the Kings of Ruin are going to be employing strategy tonight. Are Havoc and Mike Boomer on the same page as each other? We know a lot of the tension has been between the tag team champions and Zak Sabbath and Mickey Fortune, but have tensions begun to simmer between all aspects of the Kings of Ruin?
How fitting, this match, you divide and conquer, and it seems like the only divide and conquering happening is amongst the Kings of Ruin right now.
A nice tag team continuity. Havoc tagging Mike Boomer, getting back in. So far, so well by the Kings of Ruin here. They are the most established tag team, other than the Armstrongs, in this match.
I think the situation in the Kings of Ruin, as we see SWAT member taking advantage right now, SWAT 1 or 2, I can never tell.
SWAT 2, I believe, is in the match. SWAT 1 is on the outside.
But the issue never seems to be amongst Boomer and Havoc. It seems like that Huntress is throwing a little bit of a wrench in the Kings' plans as of late.
It's interesting that you talk about the most tenured tag team being Havoc and Boomer. I think by technicality that's correct. But remember that the Armstrongs are the only 2 that grew up with each other.
That's right. The Armstrongs came into Riot City Wrestling as a tag team. We didn't have tag team titles at the time, so they had to go to Melbourne, to MCW, to win the tag team championships.
Well, they can go back.
Of course, by the time Riot City did get tag titles, the Armstrongs were one of our earliest champions.
Now we have SWAT 2 in there with the Master of Mayhem, tag team champion Havoc, and now going for an early pinfall.
And how do you think it's going to go if Cadie Trey and SWAT win the titles? Do you think they'll freebird it? Are they all going to be champions? How's that going to go?
Have we still got that rule?
No, the all-for-one rule, that was, I believe, suspended quite a while ago.
Oh, well, one can take it on weekends, the other can take it during weekdays.
Either that or maybe Chris Basso's next opponent is SWAT 1.
Could be.
Marquee match anywhere in the world.
Now Cadie Trey back in the ring here. Cadie Trey and Havoc.
I believe we do have a Main Street Mayhem event coming up on May the 3rd, so perhaps we'll see that match there.
2 former RCW champions currently in the ring right now. Cadie Trey looking to become only the 2nd Grand Slam champion in RCW history.
That's right, the current and only Grand Slam champion, Zak Sabbath, who we saw earlier tonight, defeated Signal.
And you look at this ring here, not just for Cadie Trey and Havoc, the amount of world champions, the amount of champions you have just in this ring, even on the aprons there.
That's right, there's at least 4, 1 per team in this match. Grim, the former multi-time champion, Cadie Trey, Havoc, Nick Armstrong.
Mr. Cliff holding a unique title of his own.
Here we go, off the ropes and drops the elbow. Picture perfect.
Miracles happen, gentlemen.
Big SWAT 2 holds the title of goodest boy.
Is that right? According to who? The SWAT dad?
Yes.
SWAT 1 feel about that.
He had it last month.
And this is interesting now because we know Havoc and Mike Boomer, they were tagging amongst themselves, but that means they've been in this match longer than any other team so far.
Actually, I think the Armstrongs have been in there the least amount of time as a unit.
Yeah, and I don't think anyone from the old guard has even been in there so far.
Cowards, not wanting to get in the ring.
Who, the old guard?
No, the Armstrongs.
Jeez.
No, not the old guard.
Oh my goodness, a rare show of acrobatics from Cadie Trey after that beautiful Russian leg sweep.
Hey, went to the well one too many times.
You can see Nick Armstrong on the outside willing himself, potentially wanting to come in and continue that feud against Cadie Trey.
Guys, I don't know about this. Haven't had a chance to maybe go make the tag to Boomer. Opted against it. Oh, and look at that, the boot by Cadie Trey. I think you noticed the same thing, guys. And now both men down.
There's a plethora of bad blood all over this ring. Remember, it wasn't that long ago that Havoc and Grim had a tumultuous one-on-one match which ended in disqualification.
That's still not completely settled. Perhaps that could be sewed up here tonight. Definitely an RCW tag title win for the old guard would bring another bit of glory into their camp right now.
Well, the SWAT made the tag at the same time. Mike Boomer of the Kings of Ruin, current tag team champion. Low drop kick there.
The weapon versus the SWAT son. Coming through.
Cadie Trey is still in the ring. Look at this. Using SWAT 2 as a weapon. The weapon capitalizing.
Assisted stunner. Grim brutalizes everyone.
The game changes when Grim just decides, you know what, I've had enough.
Hold on, Mr. Cliff here, member of the old guard.
Oh no.
Grim is just happy turning partners against partners right now.
Oh no.
Now an assisted bulldog.
I wonder what's going through the mind of Grim besides the match just there. The fact that I used to have Big Brody Marshall as a tag partner, now he has Mr. Cliff.
Hold on, watch it, Mike. Boomer.
Hold on.
Launch it to the outside. Well, I mean, let's think about the lineup of the old guard. You've got Chris Basso, you've got Dean Brady, you've got Violet Blitz. Hold on.
Oh, incoming weapon.
Oh my goodness.
Suicida. You've got all those talented, brutal members of the roster, and yet he tags routinely now, I guess, with Mr. Cliff.
Well, we know at the time it seemed it was slim pickings on a new old guard member.
Yeah.
Of course, now that we have Violet Blitz in the old guard, it feels like they don't know how to get rid of Mr. Cliff.
Gentlemen, did we just see SWAT magic?
SWAT magic, yeah, SWAT 1 coming in to replace SWAT 2, and I don't think Mike Boomer has realized it. Cover, roll up.
Oh my God!
What?
Wait a minute!
What did we just see?
The Kings of Ruin have been eliminated.
Guys, we are guaranteed new tag team champions now.
I gotta say, I was looking at you guys when the swap occurred. I wasn't even aware that a SWAT member changed hands. Are you sure?
That was a swap, and now SWAT 1 is in the ring instead of SWAT 2. I don't blame you. They are very similar looking.
The Kings of Ruin Empire continues to crumble. They are the first team eliminated, and now look at these. We've all got these teams paired off right now. The game has changed, gentlemen. The champions that came into this match are out.
The SWAT with the swap, and now you can feel the energy shift in the room.
Boomer's out of here.
How unceremonious. Just like that, the tag team run. We thought we were ready for a generational run. It's over.
Havoc, he's kind of just walking after a Boomer who just left.
Just like that, gentlemen, we are guaranteed brand new tag team champions at Trial by Stone.
Guys, Mr. Cliff is one step further to winning this match.
And Mr. Cliff, I mean, I don't think it counts as a win, but he's not the first guy eliminated.
The cradle, almost. Did you see Cadie Trey almost getting in the ring there?
Because Mr. Cliff almost got his first pinfall in RCW.
And now I just want to say, SWAT 1 has wrestled the remainder of this match so far.
Well, Grim, one way or another, is going to get in this match.
I think maybe SWAT is regretting some decisions here. About to go one-on-one with the Viking himself.
This is bad news even if you are a SWAT member.
Ducking it through. Oh!
For one of those vicious chops. But look.
SWAT maybe saving his life there.
Look at how sturdy this SWAT guy is. Not going down. Perhaps.
Well, spoke too soon,
This
Angus.
SWAT's a big man himself, but he's up and down.
Oh my God!
He's close to the Armstrongs, and a tag has been made. Nick Armstrong is legal.
Get him, Grim.
And guys, as a historian, I would be remiss if I didn't mention Trial by Stone 2017, the event that led us to Nick Armstrong becoming the champ. And who did he beat for the title? Matt Grim Basso.
The fact that this just lives in your head.
Oh, I know, baby. Double
suplex by the Armstrongs.
Do you know what? And Trial by Stone is going to be the absolute burial of Nick and Jet Armstrong. It's saying their names together.
I think they just work Armstronger together.
Here we go, up on the top rope, Nick Armstrong. Double leg stomp there.
It feels like they're just settling back to the way things were. The Armstrongs know each other inside and out, both as enemies and tag team partners.
Come on, ref. 2 men about to get... Oh, that's it, Grim. Take care of business right now. Yes! Oh, it makes me feel a little bit...
You know, I was going to say, that is kind of the benefit of the Kings of Ruin, is that they're bonded together through battle, similar to the Armstrongs.
Do you know what? Maybe Grim's going to knock some sense into Jet. Make him realize that when he's with Nick, it only means bad things like that.
Oh, man, just taking a bullet for his brother was Nick.
I was going to say, definitely knocked some sense into Nick. Jet was actually protected.
Do you know how many bullets I took for Jet? Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Here we go. Perhaps we're going to see Grim and the Hangman's Gallows.
Yes.
Look at this.
5 count being employed. He has to be careful not to get the old guard disqualified.
I believe that would eliminate the old guard via disqualification.
If I was Mr. Cliff right now, I'd say, Grim, you take care of business. I'm just going to ride these coattails until I get that tag title around my sweater.
Well, I don't think Mr. Cliff is on the same page as you. He wants a tag.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, big forearm there.
Springboard Superman punch.
Grim seems wise enough not to let...
Yeah, Cadie trained his SWAT. They don't want to be in the ring with Grim. He is pissed off right now.
No one to help you now, Jet. Huh? No one to help you.
It's also worth noticing that this is something Chris Basso will be watching intently. We've only had one old guard member unfortunately fall short tonight. You know that Basso does not want to make it a second.
Oh, just caught!
That's Viking strength.
Oh my God!
We were waiting for it, and there it is, the chop from Grim, who says again, I am not tagging you in, Mr. Cliff.
Matt Basso could have just let Jet fall. He lifted him up out of nowhere and went, I'm going to chop the life out of him.
We all went silent. We knew what was coming, and I loved it.
The brutal strikes here, the hammer fist blows of the Viking.
Cover now by the Viking to put away Jet, just the 2.
Grim is going to pillage his way to the RCW tag titles, whether he has, you know, this albatross in a sweater as a tag partner.
And Grim, we do not see him take to the air very often. Off the top rope.
Oh, that's why.
That's exactly right, Sean.
Jet needs to get out of the ring and fast.
Finds his brother, but Grim finds the legs of Jet Armstrong, just dragging him back.
Grim definitely with a reach advantage of the 2. Oh, wow!
A very Sean Thomas-esque enziguri right there.
Don't know what you mean.
Oh! Spotter boot!
And no one does a big boot.
That was a very...
But guys, Cliff made the tag. Cliff was the legal man at the time of the spotter boot.
Gentlemen, I don't think any of us called that. Cliff was able to make a blind tag.
He did, right when Matt Basso was near the ropes.
I was focused on Grim knocking Jet's head off.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no.
Has Cliff just inadvertently cost his team another tag title? Unbelievable.
See, this is why Cliff doesn't know anything about winning. Why did he make the tag right then and there?
Why is he with the old guard?
Cliff is pulling up his fist. No, if you know what's good for you.
He can't do it.
Good, wise. At least he's taught something.
Wait a minute, Grim! Bounce to the outside and Jet!
Oh, you.
There it is, the arm stronger bar on Mr. Cliff.
Gentlemen, we're down to 2.
Well, that's 0 and 46 now for Mr. Cliff.
Does that count as a full-on loss?
Well, I mean, he's not going to win the match, is he?
Not 45 and a half.
I have a question. If it's an arm bar on Cliff, is it called a Cliff bar?
Oh, very nice. I could go for one of those right now. But no, he's not going to win the match, Jimmy C. What are you, an idiot?
No, he's going to win the match. Cadie, Trey, and the S.W.A.T. They're going to be your brand new RCW Tag Team Champions.
We know that we are guaranteed brand new RCW Tag Team Champions tonight. It is either going to be the Armstrongs or the S.W.A.T. dad and his boy.
I don't want to take away from the action inside of the ring, but look at Grim up in the face of Mr. Cliff.
Yeah, this relationship, if it wasn't already on thin ice, they're in the lake right now. They're like, what's left of this?
I think Cliff just escaped certain doom there. A bit of mercy employed by Grim here as we go back to the action in the ring as Cadie Trey has a sleeper hold firmly wrenched on Jet Armstrong's neck.
All Cliff had to do was not make the tag. Pretty simple.
But Cliff doesn't know anything about winning, Jimmy C. I mean, the strategy just isn't there for him yet.
I'm looking at a winner right there applying a sleeper hold.
You know, speaking of strategy, do we know which, well, Angus, you apparently know, which S.W.A.T. member do we have on the apron now?
Yeah, that's S.W.A.T. 1 on the apron, who, as I mentioned earlier, S.W.A.T. 2 is now on the outside, S.W.A.T. 1 is in this match. So, I mean, like, I'm keeping track of this. I might have to tell, Big Brady Marshall.
All you have to remember, Mr. Historian, is that by the end of the night, we are guaranteed a brand new Grand Slam champion.
Brand new tag team champion. It could be the Armstrongs.
Hold
as
on.
Jet gets out of the way. Saito.
Backdrop.
Come on, Cadie. Come on.
And Nick Armstrong needs a tag. Well, Jet needs a tag to Nick Armstrong in the worst way possible right now.
Both men need to tag out here. S.W.A.T. on the outside, willing their S.W.A.T. dad. Tags have been made. Nick Armstrong. S.W.A.T. 1. Clothesline!
Here comes the former 3-time Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Champion, former 2-time Tag Team Champion, sorry.
Champ cleaning house here tonight.
Riding the coattails of his brother again.
Coming forward again for another Blue Thunder Bomb. Has it scattered? 1, 2. Almost new Tag Team Champions right there.
Much more appropriate now in the blue gear. The Blue Thunder Bomb finds his mark, just the 2 count.
Oddly enough, I believe S.W.A.T. 1 may be the freshest of the 4 men currently in there.
Yeah, he did not start the match off, did he? It was S.W.A.T. 2.
Well, we don't know that.
I know, I'm not blind.
Oh, Jesus! See that? The S.W.A.T. turned inside out.
Come on, S.W.A.T.
Sets him up perfectly for Nick Armstrong to capitalize. And we know what he's looking for here.
Cadie Trey, you can see him on the outside here, distracting Nick Armstrong enough. Hold on! Angus, you missed it. Another swap.
S.W.A.T. magic.
S.W.A.T. swap. S.W.A.T. swap.
S.W.A.T. 2 back in the ring. Is he going to succumb?
Hold on.
One more time. Come on, seal it.
Jeez. I don't know if Nick Armstrong has realized the swap that has been made.
I would say the wrong Armstrong's in the ring, but it's always the wrong Armstrong in the ring.
Cutter!
Armstrong cutter.
Cadie, get in there.
Picture perfect, the cover.
Oh, wow.
At the last second.
Cadie.
I wonder what was going through Cadie Trey's mind just then. His chance to become a Grand Slam champion slipped through his fingers momentarily.
I feel like Cadie didn't want to smoke at first, but then remembered what was at stake.
The world's greatest S.W.A.T. dad is about to show his sons that daddy, it can be great again.
Jet Armstrong breaks up the pin, saves his brother.
That's it. Nick Armstrong was bent in half over the knee of Cadie Trey. And now the S.W.A.T. man has been discarded to the outside.
Both S.W.A.T. on the outside. Jet Armstrong.
Oh no, oh no.
Arihara moonsault by Jet Armstrong.
Where did he pull that one out of?
Leaves now Cadie Trey and Nick Armstrong in the center of the ring.
He never did that move when I was together with him.
Jet Armstrong has evolved since being with you, Jimmy C.
It's only been a month.
He's back with his brother. There.
3D.
Elevated Armstrong cutter.
No.
Cover. Lateral press. 2, 3.
No. Here are your winners and new RCW Tag Team Champions, Nick and Jet, the Armstrongs.
Much to the chagrin of Jimmy C. New Tag Team Champions have been crowned at Trial by Stone. The Armstrongs back on top, Sean.
Nick and Jet Armstronger together now call themselves the new RCW Tag Team Champions.
Sorry about that one, Jimmy.
I'd rather go see Snow White again than watch this crap. Are you joking? 1 month! 1 month!
And we still do not know what is in that briefcase there, as both SWAT members, tail between their legs, exit the Goodwood Community Centre here, but celebrations are in order. Jet and Nick are together again.
2 months ago, who could have seen this as a possibility? Jet and Nick, the Armstrongs, Riot City Wrestling Tag Team Champions once again.
Why am I tearing up?
It's a beautiful moment.
I don't know if I'm happy, I don't know if I'm sad. I still love you, man. I still love you. Why did you do this to me? This could have been us. This could have been us together. I don't care if you've got your stupid brother with you.
Sean, I don't want to just, rub the dirt in the wound of Jimmy C, but how's this? The first time we see Jet without Jimmy C, he's winning tag team gold, huh?
I gotta say,
I can hear you. This is an open mic.
I'm glad you guys have gold on the mind, because be that as it may, we have one more match to get to here tonight. The RCW Grand Championship. Snaxx, who has finally decided to utilize his strength cup.
No, you're
go
right.
One-on-one with the engineer, Chris Basso.
The strength cup, also known as the Snaxx Cup. We saw Snaxx win that back in September. Mean Street Mayhem 57. The party never ends. Tonight, he's going to use that cup, potentially become the new Grand Champion.
This could have been us together.
Here is the pyrotechnics for the Armstrongs.
This could have been Cuda. Why'd you have to get Barney Stinson? Why'd you get Billy Idol?
I think he's upgraded since the days of the Alchemist Alliance, Jimmy C.
Gentlemen, we had been wondering for quite a number of months when exactly Snaxx was going to finally bring up the Strength Cup. He had been holding it, parading it around for so long. It was really a wonder of when would he utilize that? We now know the time is now.
It could be the move tonight that Snaxx is our new Grand Champion. But as Chris Basso mentioned earlier, he's going to be anxious. Snaxx has to be anxious, has to be nervous going into this, because it is his very first main event, Jimmy C.
Gentlemen, think about this. Snaxx came into Riot City Wrestling and he was injured twice. He was put on the shelf. Most footy competitors, as Snaxx clearly likes to embrace himself as, that's career done. But he's come back, he's bounced back, and the move was the Strength Cup, and the move he's made tonight could take his career further than he could ever imagine, or it could send him right back down, so he might as well just be injured all over again.
And the problem is that might be the go for tonight, as Chris Basso is not going to give an inch. Chris Basso does not care that he is a former student of his. Chris Basso will do whatever it takes to maintain his grasp on the grand title, even if that means injuring your opponent permanently.
Well, if Chris Basso can retain tonight, that means he will have been Grand Champion for a full 12 months. He has been the most dominant champion we have seen here in Riot City in quite some time.
What a monumental run for the engineer. His plan from the beginning, the company he helped build with grim, finds himself 1 year later, as you mentioned, Angus, in the main event of Trial by Stone. Ben Rosenthal by his side, just like it was last year. He entered the reign. Think about this. The last Grand Champion before Chris Basso, Zarya. That is the kind of reign we're looking at. Mickey Fortune, Banjo Powers, Matt Hader have all fallen to a world-class athlete.
And you just look at tonight alone, the buck stops with Chris Basso. If he does not come away with a victory here tonight, the old guard has been clean swept off the board at Trial by Stone. Everyone is now looking to the engineer as an example of how the old guard is meant to be.
The last Strength Cup holder before Snaxx was Zarya, was Delta, and she defeated Cadie Trey to become the Riot City Wrestling Champion. She then went on to unify the title with the Women's Championship and create the Grand Championship, which we see Chris Basso parading around with today. Chris Basso said during the week that that title symbolizes everything that Riot City Wrestling is to him. For him to lose that title would mean losing a piece of himself, Sean.
For Chris Basso, it is all about symbolism. It is all about history here tonight. Chris Basso began this company, built it on his shoulders. He looks at Snaxx as, sure, new blood, but as somebody who is simply not ready. He finds himself offended by the very idea of
Sean, it's about preserving history. You just can't let any, guy that comes in here with a footy and a cup expected to lead this company.
The following contest is for the RCW Grand Championship. Introducing first, the challenger, representing CBTM, weighing in at 92 kilograms. He is the holder of the Strength Cup. This is Snaxx!
Biggest night of his life.
Introducing the champion. He is the leader of the old guard, weighing in at 96 kilograms. He is the reigning, defending RCW Grand Champion, the engineer, Chris Basso!
And yet for Chris Basso, this is not the biggest night of his life. This is just another Saturday night for the engineer.
Another Saturday night of putting perhaps a young upstart in his place. As much as Chris Basso has helped build this company, a loss tonight for Snaxx. I think Basso realizes that could actually help Snaxx more. Perhaps too much success too soon could go to this man's head.
I'm actually very intrigued to see how the engineer has come into this match, because Snaxx said it early on, do not sleep on me, because that will be your first mistake. And I wonder, has Basso done his due diligence here tonight? Snaxx is not the same person that Basso trained.
Fella.
Case in point right here. I can guarantee you this fire did not exist when he was a student under the tutelage of Chris Basso.
Bell hasn't even rung and he's already, biting off a little bit more than he could chew.
You have to know that Snaxx has gone to the tapes. He has looked at all the recent title defenses, the battles that Chris Basso has had against Matt Hayter, against Zarya, against Banjo Powers. They have all fallen to the engineer. He has to make sure he does not fall to the same mistakes that they did.
Go to the RCW Vault. From the very beginning, Chris Basso has had big matches in RCW, the biggest matches in Riot City Wrestling.
Guys, I'm just a bit curious here. Both guys have gestured to their seconds. I think Snaxx is saying, get him out of here. That would mean Vinny and Benjamin Rosenthal.
Snaxx said it himself. He wants to do this the right way. He wants to win the Grand Championship the right way.
Well, if one goes, I think the other should go.
No, I think you're right. I think I just heard Snaxx just confer with Vincent DiMaria.
Benjamin Rosenthal looking rather perplexed at the decision there from the champion.
Yeah,
but it seems to be the case. Both Vincent DiMaria and Benjamin Rosenthal heading to the back.
Vinny complies. Rosenthal begrudgingly will have to comply. Much to the joy of the fans here.
I'm actually rather shocked here. We are going to see a one-on-one affair. Chris Basso, Snaxx.
I love to see a dejected Ben Rosenthal. Really makes my Saturday night.
Good to hear you're consistent about something, Jimmy C. Here we go. Bell sounds. Our main event for the Grand Championship is underway. Chris Basso, the defending champion, against Snaxx, the challenger, the Strength Cup holder. Strap in for this one.
I have to worry, though, that I really hope that Snaxx isn't doing the same thing that he's accused Basso potentially doing. Snaxx cannot take this lightly. He cannot take Chris Basso lightly. You can have all the pomp and verve and confidence in the world. This is still the engineer.
If you take Chris Basso lightly, you shouldn't be wrestling. Honestly, this man has built this company from the ground up. This ring is his. These people are his.
Headlock takeover by Basso, starting things early, jumping on the attack, grounding and pounding and controlling his former student.
Well, as Riot City Wrestling heads towards its 20th anniversary, you just know Chris Basso wants to be the Grand Champion when we get there.
What's the old saying? Taught him everything Snaxx knows, but not everything Chris Basso knows.
And Chris Basso said this would be a fantastic teaching opportunity for Snaxx, and he's not wrong about that. We have seen competitors grow, learn, develop just by being in the ring with Chris Basso. I just wish he had a better attitude about it.
I guess it comes down to what Chris Basso's intentions are here. Does he want to snuff out Snaxx, or does he genuinely care about those lessons that can be taught tonight? We're going to find out over the course of this match, Jimmy.
It's kind of the strange thing about the old guard is that they preach about wanting to conserve the old ways, but also Basso has said recently it's not about snuffing out the competition. It is about raising everyone up to his level. Snaxx definitely has all the tools to do that.
He's saying that Chris Basso wants to see a company full of Dean Bradys. Just bitter, with chips on their shoulders. You're laughing, Jimmy?
That sounds pretty good.
Sounds like a dangerous place to be.
I like it.
Chris Basso, Snaxx, whoever walks out tonight as champion has to be a little concerned because we had the announcement earlier, Key to the City ladder match is coming up, and the winner of that guarantees a title shot at any time.
This is the problem. If you are the champion, you know there are multiple avenues for people to get their hands on you. There is that Strength Cup. There is the Riot City Rumble. There is the Key to the City. You have to be ready at all times.
Who knows more about the Key to the City, and who knows more about using the Key to the City at Trial by Stone than Chris Basso? We mentioned it earlier, 1 year ago at this very event. Chris Basso became the RCW Grand Champion, and Snaxx, hey, if you want to wrestle that title away from one of the masters of this game, you better keep your head on straight. He's going to knock it off.
I'd say we just saw it implemented right there, but Snaxx has an unparalleled, agile body here. The way he is able to move for a man his size is incredible.
Oh, he's smooth like silk.
And I'll tell you, it's super, super interesting to me. Snaxx is in this position now, the main event. And remember, only 12 months ago, his buddy, Vincent DiMaria, was walking around as the Emerald Crown holder. So I know there was some friendly, professional jealousy there. Tonight,
oh my goodness!
Snaxx has a lot on his mind.
Well, I think Chris Basso's genuine fear is that we could be looking at a main event, because you've got to know, if Snaxx wins the RCW Grand title tonight, the first person he's going to give a title shot to is Vincent DiMaria. That is what's sitting in Chris Basso's psyche right now. He cannot let that happen.
I think the other thing that's also in the mind of Chris Basso is knowing the last time he felt a swanton bomb, he has to know that were it not for his brother's interference, it may have been a 3 count. Snaxx can hold a pinfall victory over Basso.
Could be the move, but it won't.
It may very well be. Look at the agility. Snaxx really has it all. He is a 5-tool player, and you're seeing just why. Chris Basso, wily veteran, back in the ring. Snaxx had him scouted, Jimmy.
That was a veteran move right there, I'll give him that.
This is the thing about Snaxx, is that potential doesn't have to be a dirty word. Snaxx is not a veteran. That is not a negative thing. He has years at his disposal to hone his craft. These sorts of matches, win or lose, go a long way to honing and crafting Snaxx into the kind of main event mainstay that he could be.
Could be the first of many, or the last time we see Snaxx in this position. Right now, he's
walking a tightrope here.
Well,
quite literally.
Here's the thing, Chris Basso from the old guard, Snaxx from the new school. And look at this, second.
I have to question this move here. Really taking his time and just getting under the skin of Basso potentially.
He's got that Greco-Roman knuckle lock. Chris Basso is in pain. He can't do anything about this, guys.
He's parading around with the Grand Champion right now.
That's 2/3 of the way around, or 3/4 of the way around, I should say. And now to complete the circumference of the ring, guys.
This might be Icarus here right now, flying a bit too close to the sun. Coming through.
You got to think the pain that Chris Basso's wrist was in right there, not to be able to just yank him off the top rope.
Snaxx, nicely done. Here we go. Monkey flip in the corner.
Pin over. And again, just pointing out some of the chests of our competitors here. Look at the left-hand side there of Snaxx's check. The pec muscles lit up.
From that chop earlier, a Basso chop is not to be taken lightly, Sean.
See, this is where Snaxx being in a main event scenario, this is just the early stages. Chris Basso said, let's see what happens when you go into the deep water. Let's see what happens when you start to panic.
Oh, here we go, cover.
Wow.
Perhaps the best strategy is for Snaxx to get this one over and done with as quickly as possible.
Well, I think you're right, and we see time and time again, wrestlers pull out all the stops. They use all the moves in their arsenal. Chris Basso has a deeper deeper pool of moves than Snaxx does, surely. And that just comes from experience, Sean.
And usually I would say that youth can benefit from an endurance level, a competitor like Snaxx. The problem is that Chris Basso's specialty is those 20, 30-minute, just absolute slobber knockers. The longer we go, the more it favors the champion.
There's a stun gun right there from Chris Basso onto Snaxx, perhaps taking the wind out of his sails. Hey, if you can't breathe deep into a match, you're not going to do so well.
Basso understands that it is all about cardio. You can't breathe. You cannot simply survive a match of his caliber.
Slam now by the engineer. Drops the knee right flush across the forehead of Snaxx, and just the 2 count.
I think Basso looking potentially to finish this off early as well. You know, Chris Basso would love to call it an early night, go and grab a couple of drinks and celebrate.
Well, it's tense times in the old guard locker room, that's for sure. Could be even more tense if Snaxx comes away with the victory here.
Yeah, I'm noticing it's tense times in general here in RCW.
It's tense times right next to it, didn't you see?
Between Kings of Ruin, the old guard, everything with Super Sigma, tension is afoot.
I'm loosey-goosey. I'm handling this situation quite well. You know who isn't? Snaxx, because he just got lit up with a shot that echoed throughout this Goodwood Community Centre.
No, I think he's holding his own, Jimmy.
Listen.
Character building.
Oh. Well, does he have it there? That's the question.
That is close to a low blow.
That was up high enough.
Referee discretion saving Chris Basso on that occasion.
Snaxx is quite a tall man, so he could sit up high. That's the thing.
Jimmy, do you know anything about anatomy?
Do you?
Yes, I do, thank you very much. Here we go, try the Irish whip yet again. Cross chop to the throat there.
Again, punishing Snaxx there for simply not complying with the will of the engineer. And he runs through, cut to the quick, and here's the thing, Snaxx is trying so valiantly to build up some sort of momentum, any sort of offense, but every single time, Basso cuts him to the quick.
It's interesting because these are the type of moves that don't necessarily win a big championship match, but maybe that one will.
Yeah, I think, Jimmy, that has a good chance. Just the jaw of Snaxx colliding with that top turnbuckle.
This is the thing, that's not even a wrestling move. That's just lifting a man up and hurling him into the turnbuckle.
That's knowing your surroundings. That is almost 20 years of knowing what a ring is like. What are the hardest parts of the ring? What is going to be best used to my advantage? And that's exactly what Chris Basso did right there. That is experience that money cannot buy.
He is the most decorated world champion here at Riot City, a 4-time Riot City Wrestling champion, 1-time current grand champion. There's 5 major titles to his name, guys.
Do you think Snaxx is feeling it now? Do you think he is understanding the gravity of the situation that he's in? You are in there with Chris Basso. You are in there with the engineer. This is for the RCW Grand Championship. And the thing is, Chris Basso, he is not going to go silently into this good night.
Tell you what, you know who isn't silent right now, and that's these fans. They are letting Chris Basso know how they feel about him, and that is one thing that Chris cannot afford to do, is let these people get under his skin.
They're just sick of the stranglehold, the chokehold that Chris Basso has had over that grand title for the last 12 months, Jimmy.
Also, I'd like to curb any irate literary enthusiasts in the crowd. Yes, I understand it was go quietly into the good night, don't come at me.
Yeah, I'm sure they're typing that right now in the YouTube comments.
They stopped now.
Oh, here we go. Nice Snaxx handle there from the apron.
Snaxx handle. See, I understood that. I didn't know what Sean said.
That's what he calls it, the Snaxx handle. Snaxx has had about 3 years of experience.
Well, can Snaxx handle the pressure? Can Snaxx handle the moment? Because it's one thing to be in the main event. It's another thing to win the main event.
You have to think about the amount of main events that Chris Basso has had over the years. This is Snaxx first. This is the very first time he has gone on last for an event. This is the highest caliber of match that Snaxx has been simply accustomed to.
You're absolutely spot on there, Sean. Oh, jeez, right to the bread basket there. The solar plexus of Snaxx. Cover, lateral press.
Here's another interesting thing too, when it's a teacher versus student dynamic. The teacher knows where the weak points of the student is. So perhaps Chris knows something that we don't know, that only Snaxx and him know, and he's using it to his advantage. That's the engineer, guys.
Well, Chris Basso may know deficiencies in Snaxx's game that Snaxx doesn't even know.
Breaking him down right now. He'll soon know about it tonight. Win, lose, or draw.
Snaxx in a dangerous position here. We've seen this move employed by the engineer time and time again.
In the shades of Togi Makabe, that King Kong knee drop.
Right across the shoulder blades of Snaxx.
See that most recently against Mickey Fortune right here in the Goodwood Community Centre. Of course, Chris Basso going 2-0 against the Huntress Mickey Fortune, and that's the last time we saw that title on the line.
Technically, Mickey Fortune did win the last one, but I know what you're saying, Sean. Chris Basso still has the belt, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters.
And that's right, the last time he defended that title was in a disqualification loss. So that surely is sticking in the mind of Chris Basso, especially now that both managers are gone. Vincent DiMaria's out of here, Rosenthal's out of here. Chris Basso wants to win this one.
Well, so far it's been a straight-up one-on-one match. You can't argue, no old guard, and Chris Basso is doing what he does best. And right now he's going to...
Oh!
The knees of Snaxx.
That is potentially a broken rib right there. He landed hard on the knees of Snaxx.
And Chris Basso does have a history of rib injuries.
Well, you know who has a history of knee injuries? Snaxx. Snaxx had his shoulders, knees, head and toes. He has been a walking wounded here in RCW. He's got to be careful at what parts of his body he decides to use as a weapon.
We do not underestimate what adrenaline does to the human body. Snaxx, feeling the will of the crowd, sees an opening, and he's absolutely goading the champion into a slugfest here.
Flurry of right fist, cut off now by Chris Basso with that back heel kick. Hold on, ducks the roundhouse. Enziguri staggering the champion.
Snaxx able to get one of his own.
Cazadora into a bulldog there.
You see now, I think Snaxx is starting to feel the game plan of a champion. He's figuring out it's not just what I can do to him, what can I counter from the champion? How can I use his momentum against him?
Well, speaking about building momentum, the fans right behind Snaxx now. Catches Basso with that elbow.
Snaxx momentum, easy for me to say, his momentum halted right there.
Hold on!
As this is, oh, that's classic Snaxx right there.
Picture perfect from the strength cup holder.
This might be the Snaxx now that Chris Basso did not teach. At one point, he came away from being a student and started appearing on shows.
Such an audacious move to pull off in a championship match, but that's the Snaxx we know and love. Hold on, sent to the outside there by the engineer.
Chris Basso just finds Snaxx's whole presence audacious.
Yes, he does. Fair enough. Here we go. Cross body.
Where
cover now.
Snaxx is being so comfortable up on the top turnbuckle there, starting to employ that high-flying offense.
This is what Snaxx can't afford to do. You can't be looking at the referee and going, oh, that was 3. No, that's the mistake a lot of people make when they're in that ring. Just stay on him. Keep attacking.
You see that far too often, and that's a rookie mistake someone makes early in their career, but Chris Basso right now asking for a timeout. There are no timeouts in wrestling.
And that is enough to simply goad Snaxx into a false sense of security, bridges him to the outside, and that gives Chris Basso a little bit of time.
Yeah, you're the smartest man in the room, aren't you, Chris? Absolutely.
Hold on, Snaxx, careful, careful!
Chris Basso just faking Snaxx out there.
Snaxx actually having that scouted.
Athleticism of Snaxx leaping up from the floor to the apron.
We have to be careful here. There's not a lot of room between the apron and the outside audience. And oh my God!
What is Snaxx thinking here? Whatever it is, Chris Basso is definitely trying to prevent it.
Shifting his weight fully onto the top rope, slamming his weight down to prevent Snaxx from bringing him up. Choice move by the champion. And now garnering back control once more.
They're going to bring him back in the ring. Got him in a superplex position here. This could be Snaxx's night. Ended if...
Chris Basso, we know how strong he is, but Snaxx denying Basso.
No.
Clear the front row.
Yeah, a suplex from the apron to the outside would be devastating to the engineer.
Both men jockeying for position with this suplex at the moment. Finally broken up by the engineer.
I'm not going to negate the effect of a superplex, but man, if Snaxx would have connected with his, that's career over for Chris Basso.
Yeah, that's title reign over, Jimmy.
You can see those steel beams on the outside, steel barriers. His back would have slammed right up against it.
All right, the back of the ring, thank goodness.
And there's the suplex he was looking for. Hold on, roll up.
Snaxx rolls through, hold on. 2 count only, says senior referee Michael Kent. Wait for that double fist there. Hold on! Oh, Poison Rana!
Poison Rama from Snaxx. I was about to say it felt like both competitors were slowing down a bit, but no, just like that, Snaxx switching it up a gear.
Guys, earlier I said these guys are going to have to pull out moves we've never seen before, and I have never seen Snaxx do that.
I will admit, I'll be asking where Snaxx learnt some of these from, because this is something that Snaxx has had to dig down deep. We've talked about it before, the moves in the arsenal of Chris Basso. What about Snaxx? He hasn't revealed him.
I wonder if Vincent Di Maria taught him that. We know he was over in Japan wrestling at Secret Base only a month ago.
You have to know that is rattling around in Basso's brain. Well, I didn't teach him that.
That's right. But this is the kind of stuff that Snaxx needs to implement. He needs to implement moves that he knows Chris Basso can't counter.
Here you go now, Snaxx, where he is very comfortable on the top rope here. Basso desperately trying to avoid this.
There's a tuck to the ribs right there.
Chris Basso landing on his feet, jamming his knees hard there into the apron.
Speaking of ribs, I have to wonder what shape the ribs of Chris Basso was in after slamming onto the knees of Snaxx earlier in the match.
It all plays a part as this match continues long. Again, getting into those deep waters. No one is better in the deep end than Chris Basso. And right now, we're at the top of the Goodwood.
You're talking about a superplex earlier.
I'm feeling it.
Superplex!
Deep waters indeed. And this, guys,
he
held on. Oh
no, counted the Falcon Arrow. And no one kicks out of the Falcon Arrow.
He got up on his feet from a superplex.
So you talk about the deep waters here. What this is now and where we have found ourselves is a war of attrition. Who can hold on longer? Who can last? This is where Chris Basso separates the boys from the men, the competitors from the wannabes.
He's been there with perhaps his most prized boy.
Here we go, Snaxx saying, finish him. Could be looking to end things.
Then do it, Snaxx, do it. Do it, you can make your career tonight. You've got to do it.
And we know, oh, hold on.
Blocked by Chris.
This is half of the CBTM finishing maneuver. No, Chris Basso lands on his feet, maintains wrist control through Psycho Knee.
Psycho Knee connected viciously with Snaxx.
And you know what he's setting up here for, gentlemen?
Challenger's in trouble.
No, jackknife cover.
Champion's in trouble.
Oh, seeing a Mega Driver was almost a certainty.
Wow, that kick there catching Snaxx hard. Oh no, mass driver from Chris Basso.
We've seen him hit that on smaller competitors. You see Snaxx's legs carrying over, almost dropped him right on the top of his head.
Like I said, Chris Basso going deep into his trick book.
At this point, Chris Basso is saying it doesn't matter how big you are, I will do absolutely anything it takes, even if that includes bringing out moves that is meant and it obviously has been tailored to different competitors. It does not matter at this point.
It's one thing we don't focus on a lot is the size of Snaxx. Big young bloke. And Chris Basso almost dropping one of his star pupils on his head. That would be one hell of a lesson.
Exactly. And Chris Basso did say this was the final lesson for Snaxx. I'm starting to believe that he might be telling the truth, guys.
Has the engineer ever steered you wrong? Let's be honest.
And you know, the old guard, Vincent Di Maria, all watching from the back here, watching intently, seeing this main event play out.
He's the notorious Nostradamus. He makes his predictions come true. And he has done for about a year now. Everyone that has stepped up. Yeah, sure, you can complain. It was by disqualification. It was this, it was that, blah, blah, blah. Point is, there is no one better than Chris Basso in this company right now.
And guys, we thought it was an April Fool, well, it was an April Fool's Day that Mimic would be returning into this match. Shades of Mimic now as Chris Basso goes up top, but hold on, Snaxx!
Hasn't scouted, was potentially playing possum there.
I think you're right on that one, Sean, and now thinking about perhaps a superplex of his own, but Chris Basso countering.
Oh no, oh no.
Gotta be careful here.
Fireman's carry position from the second rope now.
Does Basso have the strength?
Oh, you saw his rib cage, his chest just bounce off the top turnbuckle.
Guys, that was brutal, and that's got to seal the deal for Snaxx. No, he kicked out.
Snaxx refusing to give up. Not yet. Not now. Not tonight.
Sean, you usually see a scenario where you're, lucky to have your neck or your ankles, your shins catch the top rope. Snaxx's sternum went full force into that top turnbuckle.
This is the move that has complete disregard for your opponent's body. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to work.
Roll up, inside cradle. Again, kicking out at two. Snaxx thinking maybe
Hold on.
backslide. 2 count again.
Now just look at the desperation of a challenger, looking at any and all maneuvers to get the 3 count on the champion.
Snaxx again in the 5-man carry position. Chris Basso.
Wait, on his feet. Oh my God.
Now pulls the legs. Crab's going for, no, I thought he's going for a Boston Crab, but no, he's going to launch the engineer over the top rope.
Like a catapult.
The champion held on to the apron though.
Angus, you're the historian. Is this the longest Snaxx match we've ever seen?
The longest singles match we've seen from Snaxx. That's absolutely correct.
This is going to test his character.
What the hell has he got planned here? He's on the other side of the ring here, jumping to the top rope. Basso on the apron. No.
Snaxx leaps over Chris Basso. Oh! Hard forearm.
Dirty elbow there.
You've got to watch your knees. We say it's the hardest part of the ring. Snaxx landing there could have just buckled his knees quite easily.
These two guys were out here earlier in the match, again finding themselves dangerous territory, no man's land.
This is the thing about Snaxx's style of wrestling. It does, oh my God! Speaking of injury.
No, not a German.
Break his damn neck.
I mean, they are dangerously close to that front row, that barricade.
I mean, how much does Basso weigh there? He just slammed all his weight backwards and Snaxx still had the wherewithal to hold on.
I don't know where this is going to go, guys, but it can't end well for one of these men.
Boot to the jaw.
Chris Basso maybe thought sliced bread?
From the apron?
I think so.
Both these men are so adamant on doing damage here on the apron.
I need to wonder what Snaxx,
no, my God.
Not this burning hammer reverse. Fireman's carry position.
Careful!
No.
Oh! He's
Holy
dead!
shit!
He's dead!
That was a burning hammer from the apron to the floor.
The champion's down, the champion's dead. This match is over if Snaxx can get him back in the ring.
Gentlemen, the burning hammer is the most feared move in professional wrestling. It's one thing to do it in the ring. It's another thing to do it on the hardest part of the damn ring.
And he's just hoisted a lifeless Chris Basso into the ring.
Yeah, guys, we could have a new champion right here, right now.
Oh, I thought that was it.
I gotta say that 10-15 seconds was just enough for the champion to have at least a modicum of energy to get the shoulder up.
Deep waters. Chris Basso don't need no damn floaties. I tell you that much.
Guys, the damage might be done. Snaxx thinking he's going up top.
He's called it. He said, I've hit it before. I can hit it again. Swanton time. Up and over.
He hit it. He hit the Swanton bomb. Are we looking at a new RCW Grand Champion?
I think we can. If he can roll over, if he can make the cover, Snaxx will be our new Grand Champion.
No. His leg is on the rope.
It's not the move. It's not the move.
Chris Basso allowing his right foot to drop, allow his weight to drop, knowing where he was in the ring, that veteran ring awareness.
This is awesome. Snaxx is showing us what he is made of. Similarly, Chris Basso is showing us that he is every bit the veteran that he has led us to believe.
A star-making performance, and you hear those 3 letters being shouted. The 3 letters that Chris Basso built, the 3 letters that Snaxx looks to carry on into the next 10 years of this company.
Now the crowd, hands together, willing on the challenger. Snaxx looking to capitalize, has him scouted. No! Super kick squared and true from the champion.
Shades of his former tag partner, Matt Hayter.
Maybe shades of his protege, Dean Brady now.
Oh, no. No!
Buckle bomb.
Got to watch those shoulders of Snaxx.
This could be it. This could be over right now.
No, hold on. Snaxx counters. Snaxx
Shoulders
counters.
down.
Cover.
Shoulders down.
Oh, Basso hangs on. Basso hangs on.
Oh, my God. The power, the strength of the champion.
Guys. Oh, my God. Sega!
Get him up. He dropped him on his head.
He tried so valiantly, but in the end, Basso is champion.
Here is your winner, and still RCW Grand Champion, the Engineer, Chris Basso.
I am going to give Chris Basso all the credit in the world here, but just as simple as ensuring the old guard did not interfere in this match.
So you should, Sean. Straight up, you can't complain, Snaxx. You were taught a lesson tonight, son. And that lesson was, when you step up to the engineer, when you step up to the best in the game, you fool, you get dropped on your head. Better luck next time.
Well, at Trial by Stone, history does indeed repeat itself. Chris Basso, like he did last year, walking out as champion. And look at the old guard. They couldn't be happier right now.
And you see the smile now on Chris Basso's face, but let's not forget, for 20 minutes previous, he had a war on his hands.
And here comes Vincent Di Maria making his way down the aisle to, I believe, check on his fallen buddy.
Snaxx has absolutely nothing to be ashamed of here. In his very first main event, he went toe-to-toe with the Engineer and came so close.
The Viking rubbing it in.
Well, like we've heard for maybe the last two.
Oh, okay, Vinny. Calm your thumb, son.
Vinny getting into the face of the Viking. Things are about to combust here.
This is what I want to see, the fire from Vincent Di Maria.
It's 1 on 5.
Wait a second.
I think as things are about to go off, we're looking for some law and order here.
Hey, what a fabulous sheriff. Fabulous assistant general manager Down Under has been.
Most he's done all night. Well, maybe not all night. He's done a fair things tonight.
Before anything can start to happen, Down Under is out here to restore law and order.
Let's not forget, Matt Hayter has already been suspended here tonight. What more must Down Under have in store for the residents of Riot City?
Definitely got a bee in his bonnet. Like you said, we already saw him tonight.
I've had about enough of you and the old guard's bullshit!
Yes, yes!
Hey. Mr. Down Under, Sheriff, I think you're forgetting something. That while I'm the Grand Champion, the old guard rule things around here.
He's right.
That's not true. We know Big Brody Marshall is our general manager.
Where is he then, huh? Where is he?
Oh, the glasses are off, the hat is off. Down Under.
Chris Basso handing the mic off to Grim.
Christopher, you're not dealing with the sheriff anymore.
Hey,
hold on!
That's the ACW Heavyweight Championship.
What is that?
Dealing with the most violent man in Australian wrestling.
What?
You're dealing with the ACW Heavyweight Champion.
That's right. Down Under, champion of Adelaide Championship Wrestling.
What is that doing on an RCW show? What is that belt doing on an RCW event?
ACW champion meeting RCW champion.
I know that's going to hurt you more than anything. Is when I take that from you.
Well, it's a new era for ACW, and we're seeing things already heating up. Down Under, Chris Basso, champions, standing in the center of the ring.
I did not think I would see this. We have both the RCW and ACW championship titles raised high in the ring.
What a sight. Who could have predicted in the closing moments of Trial by Stone, we see the two top champions of South Australia.
Me and you for the RCW Championship. 31st of May, back here in the Goodwood.
Wow.
Gauntlet has been laid down here by Down Under.
You're the sheriff, you can't...
Between now and then, Chris, you better have a good, hard look at yourself.
Well, how about that? Champion versus champion for the RCW Grand Championship back at the Goodwood Community Center.
If you lay a hand on me or anyone else between now and then, you'll be stripped.
Oh,
wow!
This is an abuse of power!
No.
This is an abuse of power!
No, this is exactly what Down Under has been put here to do. To keep the law and order. Our ACW heavyweight champion standing tall.
Our ACW, he's not my ACW champion. This is Riot City Wrestling. This isn't ACW.
Down Under has made his presence felt. He has made ACW's presence felt here tonight, and the RCW Grand Champion and the Old Guard are livid.
I can't believe I'm seeing an ACW championship at an RCW event.
That's right, ACW represented here. Of course, ACW, a new era, April 26th, Estonian Hall. And then we'll be back
Are you working for him? Is this like an invasion? What is going on?
I'm just saying where you can see down under. And then May the 3rd, we've got Mean Street Mayhem. May 31st, we're going to be back here at Goodwood. What a stacked couple months we've got ahead of us.
There is questions upon questions upon questions. Hopefully some of them will be answered, and I'm sure by that point, even more questions. But that's just a year-round thing for RCW.
The jury was out tonight, and the trial was by stone. You have to be here May 31st. What the hell's going to happen?
So much going on, so much to look forward to in Riot City Wrestling, in Adelaide Championship Wrestling. But that is all for us tonight. For Sean Thomas, for Jimmy C, I've been the historian Angus Ardacey. Until next time, farewell for now, but not forever.